I mean, I want to see what's next, but my goodness, this came out of nowhere.
Unfortunately, everyone else handled their business that we needed to lose. Houston won, Seattle won, and Toronto won. So you are still you are a half game back of the Astros. You are in a dead tie with Seattle for the third wild card spot as the series starts tomorrow night with the Mariners in town, along with the entire radio station in right field. Tickets are still available. Rangers.com/133 will be in right.
I do believe this is the last off day of the year.
Oh.
I do believe this is, let's go look. I think it is. I think I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, last off day of the year. So, see the wife, see the kids, do your thing. Maybe make another baby for all I care. But it's you got 10. Now you got 10 days left, or 9 games. 10 games left. No more off days.
Martin Perez improved to 10-4. Why? He got the Gatorade afterwards for 4 2/3, getting the W because John Gray struggled. 2 1/3, 4 earned, 4 hits, 1 strikeout.
All right, so I want to be clear on this one. They gave the Gatorade bath went to a guy, went to a reliever, a long reliever in a 4-0 game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't hate it. I was a little. I didn't stick around for the Gatorade bath at the end.
I did, unfortunately. Kind of handing out some participation. I wanted to see if I saw Mike Bassick and Steve Buechele shorts. That's why I stuck around. I wanted to see if it would get exposed. From Jared, Martin Perez has posted a 2.57 ERA since getting moved to the bullpen.
Hey, maybe he found his new niche. That's not bad, and if they wanted to do something like this in the playoffs, where and I'm not suggesting just start John Gray, let him allow 4 runs, and then let the offense catch up. But where Martin Perez is you have an opener, and then he comes in, maybe you got something.
All right, everyone else did handle their business. Unfortunately, Bobby Belt apparently handled his business yesterday. He will be rejoining us at 6 o'clock this morning.
Yes, he did. He had himself a day.
Apparently,
a cleanse. He had himself a good bowel cleanse. Any one of those.
Was human fecal matter.
Yeah. I'm not backed up, but I could use a good cleanse. I'm talking about one that's for the deep depths of your stomach. That's what I'm looking for.
What'd you do for the birthday?
We had practice, so I didn't get home till about 8:30, and by that time she was home late anyway. So we didn't do anything. She gave me a few gifts, and there's more to come.
Oh.
Yes, there is. So I was excited. I got some Tennessee glasses, little whiskey glasses.
Nice.
She got me a Rangers shirt to wear on Friday. I got a Ranch Water shirt because I'm a big Ranch Water fan, and then there's this hat I've always wanted. It says "Play Bad Fast."
Play bad fast.
Yeah, I don't care how bad you play, just play fast.
Yeah.
I got that. I got this little bracelet, and there's more to come. Apparently, some of the stuff didn't get delivered yet. She's not a shopper. She's an orderer, a deliverer.
What's the difference?
Well, she didn't go somewhere and pick things out.
Okay.
She online shops.
Girl.
Yeah. Apparently, some of the stuff got left in the cart.
That's kind of insulting, Peyton.
Yeah. So, there's more stuff to go. It was. I was with the kids, then I was with her, so it was a good day.
Pepe, number 27. What did you do? Birthday the same day as Ralph.
Well, had the high low to work on, had the payload to work on. Love of the Star podcast coming out this morning, so work
terrible.
last night.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Well, but I saved the money. Didn't go out anywhere, didn't spend anything. Made money, actually.
We will celebrate Friday, you and I.
We will.
Together.
Drinks on RJ.
Sure, whatever.
Oh my gosh. What did you eat? Did you have a special, at least celebratory meal?
Oh, I cooked myself some nice, it's a garlic mushroom chicken pasta.
Garlic mushroom chicken pasta.
So heavy on the garlic, but it's got like a creamy base, white sauce, just like heavy whipping cream. A little garlic in there, then mushrooms, then chicken breast cut up, and angel hair pasta.
Excellent.
Nice. Very nice.
Excellent. So you got the big outing tomorrow night with the new girl. Is she excited for it?
She is. I have not told her about the radio station being there yet.
Whoa.
I mentioned work, but I didn't
surprise her with that.
Oh no, she's gonna the power of the Tolos.
So she thinks that it's just you guys going to a Ranger game. You too.
Now I did mention work, there. I just because I didn't want to scare her away. I didn't want her to be like, oh, it's all his work friends, all his work people. I don't want to be part of. I didn't want to scare her away. I was just like, we'll go, and whatever happens, happens.
Man, you're a big
I'm confident with it. I think it'll work. I've talked to myself about it, the plan, the idea. In my mind, it works out.
You're a big fan of surprise, the element of surprise. What did you decide about inviting her or not Saturday at WinStar?
So my friends, they're big time Tolos. They have the Odyssey app, so they go back and they listen to our, I believe it was 5:40 segment yesterday morning about talking about you guys not wanting me to invite her to the casino.
Right.
And they disagreed. They said, invite her out. They said, if you're about it, you'll do it.
Wow.
So now I'm conflicted.
Well, you have a bunch of selfish friends. Are they with significant others? Every one of them?
They are. They are all taken.
Exactly. I thought so. You're their circus animal.
Yes, you are.
You're their monkey now.
Let's be fair, you're ours too. So
yeah, but we're trying to look out for you in this rare instance. They want to go and have another form of entertainment and just watch it. They want to watch you just like we want to watch you tomorrow at the Ranger game, but Ranger game a lot more comfortable setting than her seeing you be a degenerate gambler.
Yeah.
You got the video game thing, you got the gambling thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many strikes she will view that in her mind, but I thought you were going to sit there and say, "Oh, my friends listen Odyssey at Rewind," and they bowed down to the knowledge of the elder statesman here. But no. Los hombres.
Yes.
No hombres.
No hombres. Screw you guys. 877-881-1053 is the truckwreck.com text line. 877-881-1053. We'll go inside the star at 6 o'clock. But what the hell is happening with the Chicago Bears? FBI raids, Peanut Tillman working as a secret agent, coaches resigning, Justin Fields calling everybody out. What's going on in Chicago? And this brand new guy on ESPN just get himself fired because of gambling, drinking, and gummies. Next.
Coming up in the next G-Bag.
In Chicago with Will Chambers Bears. Good morning, Metroplex. Dude, I'm sitting here. I'm insulting Justin Fields. I'm wearing my crown for one of my off-season wins. Yes, I'm already taking the W home.
No, he's already texting you this morning.
Oh. No, last week, he's like, dude, he's got no help. He's this, he's that. He starts sending me video messages. I got three private video messages from Will Chambers to explain the Chicago Bears situation. This was late last week, and then bam, everything falls apart yesterday with Justin, the coaching staff, and the front office. We got stories about FBI raids, raiding the Bears facility, raiding the home of the now former defensive coordinator who resigned. I guess we start off with Fields, and he was asked, basically, and I'm not fixing it up or dressing it up to be softer here, why are you stinking so much?
Of course, things that I didn't like, I felt like, I wasn't necessarily playing my game. Felt like I was kind of robotic and, not playing like myself.
When you say thinking less, what do you think was causing you to think so much, maybe think too much?
Could be coaching, I think. But, at the end of the day, it makes it, they're doing their job when they're giving me, what to look at and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I, can't be thinking about that when the game comes. I prepare myself throughout the week, and then when the game comes, it's, it's time to play free at that point. So, just thinking less and, playing more.
I've seen this. I've done this. What do you say when a kid goes up to plate to bat? You say, keep your eye on the ball. Oh, but that's some parents. And that's some coaches. And other coaches will say, hey, keep your hands up, keep your weight back. Don't forget, you squash the bug. Look for the pitches. And then if it throws it outside, let the ball get deep and go the other way. And by the time the kid gets to the play, he's like, dude, what am I looking at?
Right.
And
take a golf lesson.
Lesson.
It's even worse.
Hey, you want to swing. You want to swing inside out, not outside in. You want to rotate. You're not dancing. Keep that foot on the ground. And it's like, guys, let me just go play. And I think that's what happens here. And the difference is that with a kid, you get it. With a professional football player, he shouldn't still fall prey to that, but maybe he does. Maybe they do.
This story got twisted. The evil media at work. When I'm out and about yesterday and this headline comes across, it makes it sound like Justin Fields is calling Matt Eberflus and the Bears coaching staff a bunch of morons. Yep. I'm getting stupid, bad coaching. And that's a disservice from the media. Totally spinning this. And then you dive into it a little bit, and this is basically a story about overthinking and too much information right now for Fields. That's what it is.
I think so.
It's not an insult to the coaching staff. The word he used when he said coaching, that was probably the wrong way to do it. Kind of like Ross Tucker calling Taysom Hill Jim Brown, the greatest football player ever. It was just a matter of a word or two, but this is too much information for Fields' brain to be processing while trying to go out and throw.
And that's now, and part of the coaching is recognizing that he's overstimulated.
Yes.
And I don't want to say, I don't like to use the word dumb it down, but I don't really have anything else to use.
Yes.
So it's like, just simplify.
They just did it for Russell Wilson. They eliminated some plays yesterday because apparently it's too much for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you want a guy to go out there and just play freely. Justin Fields is not a classic quarterback. He has to play freely. That play where he has the ball for like 10 seconds.
Yes.
That's all you need. There is not, look, you do not make it to the NFL without being able to see there was 3 open receivers on that play.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You just don't. Unless you can't pull the trigger.
Yes.
And you can't pull the trigger because you're thinking about everything else. It's this point now where I don't know what they do with them. The number one thing they have to do is somehow simplify it. I think Shanahan did it. Was Shanahan there with RG3?
Yes.
One read and go.
Both of them.
One read and go. Right? Just now. And then let's go from there. 2 reads and go.
Yep.
All right. And it just progresses. Don't throw everything at him at once.
Yeah.
Because the
Dak offense.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying that before Bobby comes in.
Because this poor kid is just like, he's thinking.
Peyton said, "Oh,
he's thinking about everything." So let him just go play. Look, if that first thing isn't there, then do your thing.
Yes.
Then you start scrambling.
You know how many yards he ran for on Sunday?
It's like 30, right?
It has a 3 in it.
Oh, 3. 4 carries, 3 yards.
4 carries, 3 yards. The fewest rushing yards Justin Fields has had since his rookie season. And if you drafted him in fantasy, I had him last year. He was spectacular. An all-time great year on the ground. You drafted him in fantasy, you are ticked off and you are not happy. So that's Fields talking about the coaching. Now let's talk about the coaching. Rumors of federal government raids inside the Bears facility and inside the home of their now defensive coordinator, Alan Williams. What the heck is going on here? Later in the day, Ian Rappaport and the Bears said, nope, false reports. Police have not been to Hallis Hall, but this blew up yesterday trying to figure out what this defensive coach is going through, what he did, and why he stepped away.
Man, it's very, very odd. And then like the coaches are being very vague about what they're saying in this. Like, what happened? Why? What's going on with this? And why are the feds involved? Right? Like that. Anytime you hear FBI, you're like, whoa, what happened? Because like the feds get involved for a few things, like crossing state lines, federal crimes, any kind of, the feds got involved with like the Balco scandal, like PEDs. The feds will get involved with that. What do they get involved with here? Doesn't make any sense.
Meanwhile, RJ thinks this was the back and forth battle on our group text yesterday. RJ thinks this is the last day for Chris Russo. He's done. Very popular edition of First Take and Stephen A. Smith, MLB Network, his satellite radio show. This is Chris Russo talking about what he's going to do Saturday for Deion Sanders in Colorado versus Oregon. National TV on ABC/ESPN.
Disney.
At about 12 o'clock, sit down, make an early cocktail, cut a gummy in half.
What's a gummy? A gummy.
Cut a gummy in half.
Keep listening.
Cut a gummy in half. We got Florida State Clemson. I like the Florida State quarterback. I'll do something there. At about 3:25, when I'm sauced, I'm not driving in the house, 3:25, I'll put the call in to Fat Rob, 718-504. I'll put the call in to Fat Rob. Rob, you know what? What the hell? I can't root for Oregon. All right, I'll pretend on TV. Put 10 dimes on Colorado. It's probably Colorado and Deion. Let's win the game. So by 3:25, I'll be sitting down with my shorts, little T-shirt, cocktail. I'll have the other half a gummy.
Oh, you save it for later?
I'll have half and
I
half.
thought you were just rationing it.
You gonna swing the tennis racket while you doing that? You gonna practice swinging the tennis racket?
Look at my golf
just
swing, my
extending
putting.
the moment.
So by 3:30, I'll have ABC. It's on ABC, right?
Yeah.
Is this a Fowler game with Herb Street? I'm sure it is.
I don't know.
Herb Street and Fowler. Well, why wouldn't they be in there? They got to be there.
The Colorado-Oregon game.
Yeah, that's
on ABC.
and I love those two. I love Herb Street. Herbie, he watches all the time. He always texts me. So I'll go out there and I'll put the game on at 3:30 on our route.
I haven't
like
heard
the
from Herbie in years. The only time I've heard from
All right,
Herbie
that's
is when I
enough. We
showed
don't
up
need to
at-
hear him name drop Kirk Herbstreit. Taking the first gummy, get sauced, call Fat Rob, drop 10 dimes, and take the other gummy.
Yeah, and at the end of that, he said, I'm going to root for Colorado, but on here, I'm going to root for Oregon. So he admits to not being truthful on the air and doing it just for a bit, taking a marijuana gummy.
Oh, my Lord.
And using an illegal bookie.
When I'm sauced.
Here's why I don't think normally I would agree with you admitting to all that stuff on Disney. You're in trouble. He said all this to them in the pre-show meeting. So Molly got this out of him. She goes, tell us what you told us in the pre-show meeting. And I think Molly and Stephen A would have not allowed that to go over the air. That's why I'm thinking he'll be fine and okay. If he just randomly came out with that, I would have thought a lot more. He's in trouble, suspension, I don't know. But he's got the great protector there in Stephen A. Smith.
No, you're right.
Stephen A.'s first reaction was, oh, my God. Marcus Spears is the one to watch during this.
God.
Marcus Spears' face, he's stunned. He's looking at Stephen A. like we're watching the end of Chris Russo on this show.
Am I smelling a little of the ganja?
But then when they started laughing and Molly said, tell us what you said in the pre-show, I was like, they wouldn't have let him carry this over.
No,
That's
right.
my theory.
You're right. The Stephen A. aspect I didn't even think of that. I was just thinking like him going off there, like because this is Disney. Now this is Disney. Disney loved. I mean, Disney had movies. Was it Snow White? Was it Snow White or Alice in Wonderland? You had the guy, doing the magic mushrooms in the middle of Alice. It's a kids movie. The phallic symbols on the Disney covers. So this is a company that's done that, but I just thought, oh man, he in trouble now. But you're right. The Stephen A. Molly aspect, they got it out of him. Well, you're right. You got to go see Spears. When Russo starts talking about taking a gummy, he was like the look of astonishment on his face that this 60-year-old fart.
That was amazing.
Is getting.
It's going to make them even more popular.
Getting zooted.
It's going to be an absolute hit if he doesn't get in any trouble. Are the Cowboys totally back health-wise? Is Bobby Belt totally back health-wise? Inside the Star, maybe with the show back together again, next.
We're giving you your morning sports fix. Fan Studios, secured by DFWSecurity.com. This is Sean and RJ on 105.3 The Fan. From news and notes to the coaches and players for America's team, let us go inside the stars on 105.3 The Fan.
And look who is back in studio. Bobby Roberto Belt here
Hump day.
on
Hey.
Sean and RJ. It's not Hump Day.
Oh.
DFW Sports Station 105.3 The Fan. Welcome back. How are you feeling? What happened?
I'm good. I just had a little bit of internal plumbing situation. There were some issues there.
Did you
but now
eat
we're
something?
Huh?
Did you eat something?
I don't know what it was. It hit me right before crosstalk the other day on Tuesday, and then it was just hanging around for a couple days. And so I know Wolchuk was sick on Tuesday. It made me think there may have been a bit of a
Oysters
bug.
you guys shared?
Yeah, it may have been something Sunday. But then Broadus told me last night, he was like, no, Zach's was only one way. Yours was the other. So I don't know. But it could be a bug that we passed around, but took some Imodium, and now I can't do anything in the other direction. So there we are.
And lots of sleep.
Yeah, I slept like 12 hours, then I went home and napped for 2. And so it was a lot.
Any FOMO? Did you go back and listen to the show yesterday?
No, I was honestly too tired to go back and I heard power rankings, but that was it, which you just are so stubborn. You refuse to move San Francisco off 3.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't put them ahead of the Cowboys today.
Well, but like you said I could argue them at 2, I could argue them 1, but I'm putting them at 3. Like it was very determined to not put them above 3.
At the end of the day, they have the worst of the 3 quarterbacks.
QBR says otherwise. QBR says he's better than Mahomes.
Okay.
That's your QBR, Choppy. That's your QBR.
Hang on. The real sites don't even put QBR up to week 4.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's get to the Cowboys. Health report out there.
Yeah, Donovan Wilson, full participant, which is really good news for them. He's somebody who makes a big impact in the run game. Their run fits, the way he comes downhill, the way he hits, the way he reads things. So having him as a full participant, that's a big boost. It makes you wonder how exactly they're going to work him back in because Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell have been really good for the Cowboys in these first couple weeks. So how do they split those snaps up with him coming back? That's good news. Tyler Smith, Brandon Cooks, they were both back in limited fashion. Again, encouraging. Appears that they're on track to start, getting ready to play. And then we had DNP from Zach Martin, which is something that we had heard earlier in the week was that he would likely not practice Wednesday. So today will be the day where we'll see if he's a little bit involved. But it sounds like pretty consistent messaging from Zach Martin, Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, and then we can hear from Zach Martin himself this afternoon with G-Bag Nation that it sounds like he's not concerned about it. So starting to round into form a little bit health-wise.
Bobby will take us inside the film room and look at the Arizona Cardinals at 8 o'clock this morning. Babe Laufenberg at 8:40, and it's a 12-point spread. That's where we are right now. 12-point game in Vegas.
Get it now, right?
You tell us. You're the degenerate.
That's what I would do. I would get it now before it's 14, 15,
Yeah.
16. Keep it. Look, if you think that this is going to be a 2-score game, chances are the 2 scores are 14, not 10. Then get it, because you don't want to get the 14 and a half. Then you're screwed. Then you got to make it a 3-score game.
Only a 7-point differential. They've kept it close the first 2 weeks.
They have, but they blew it.
They did.
All right, they blew it. They should have a positive point differential by about 15.
Here's my question for this evening. Giants 49ers. You know what this spread is, by the way? Don't look at it. Bobby, you guess.
San Francisco's at home?
Yes.
49ers minus 9.5.
That's exactly what I was going to say, 9.5.
10.5. You have to pick one. Who are you rooting for in this game? 877-881-1053.
Giants.
Rooting for the Giants?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We are not in the BCS. We don't need San Francisco to be better to validate our season. We need San Francisco to accumulate losses to get this game at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's so early in the season,
Yeah.
it shouldn't matter too much, but record in
So you just Want to ask your own question?
Record.
No, don't cut me off. You insult my question, and then you want to come in here after having the runs, and then just sit there and step all over my sentence. Peyton, who do you want? Who are you rooting for?
Giants 100%. As long as Deebo Samuel gets a touchdown, because I have him on my fantasy team. But that's it. But Giants.
Okay. My point, what I was about to say, if you'd let me finish.
It's too
Sean.
early. It's just too early to be asking this type of stuff.
No, my point was it's too early in the season to worry about why I'm rooting for the Giants, but it's because of the record in games versus common opponents. So I'm saying, I know we're only 2 weeks into the season.
Sean McVay
and
with the fifth tiebreaker.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not fifth tiebreaker. It's more like the third.
Seventh, I thought you said, Peyton.
But my point is that when you get further down the line and you get closer to this, and if you're matched up, you obviously would prefer, okay, let's have the Giants beat the 49ers. And then if you beat the Giants twice, that's a tiebreaker that you have over them. So that's what I was saying. Not your question. I was saying that I know I'm going to this as my reasoning
what's the answer?
earlier. That I said Giants. Why I'm rooting for the Giants.
You're rooting for the Giants. Okay. I thought someone was just going to come in with outright hatred. That's fine. You're doing it in terms of, there's going to be people here saying I can never root for another NFC East team. I'll barely root for the Giants as well. Really, there's going to be winners for me on both ends. Whoever loses this game, I'll be happy. I'll be more happy if the Giants end up winning.
If the Giants win, could we spy on Bonte Hill?
Oh my God.
I would love that. I would have so much enjoyment. We're not even involved in that game, but I'd just love to hear how sad they'd be.
Spying that loser.
Drying their tears with salami and stuff.
That's a good idea.
We don't want to give them any app listening.
That's right.
I don't want to do that.
Rooting for unemployment with fellow Odyssey employees already. We will play high-low to preview the Cowboys in Arizona at 7:20 this morning. They want Bill Belichick. Some want Bill Belichick out in Boston. They're sick and tired of it.
Yeah, this is Thelger and Maz. This is a radio show in Boston.
Sports
on
Hub.
Sports Hub.
Very popular.
Very, very popular. They were talking about, the conversation started with Brandon Staley and talking about the first coach to get fired, and then that morphed in who the second coach to get fired is. And surprisingly enough, in Boston, that second coach, none other than William, I don't know his middle name, Belichick.
You know what I discovered researching Brandon Staley? His record to this point, so this is his third season, he's 19-17, including 0-2 this year. Bill Belichick over the same point, 18-18.
Which brings us to the second name on the list, Bill Belichick.
No.
Brandon Staley
Right
and Bill
now.
Belichick.
Right
Yes,
now.
Yes, right now.
Right now. He deserves to be fired right now.
Yes, why are you surprised? I said I would fire him 3 years ago.
Right now.
Yeah. Out. Bye. Done. See you later.
Same answer as Maz. Is this going to get better? It's not. So he's got to go.
It should have already happened. The only reason it hasn't happened is because of that stupid
Should have
record.
happened 3 years ago, Mass.
Well, okay, 2.
After the Cam Newton year.
1.
Well, in retrospect, yes.
Yes, they should have. Kraft should have said, Tom, what do you want? And if he said, I want Bill gone, I want Josh to be head coach.
No. 4 years ago. So I'm sorry, I'm just confusing the years. When Brady was walking out the door, that's fine. That's fair.
Yeah, in hindsight now, Kraft should have been like, Tom, whatever you want.
Yep.
Who do you want as coach? You can do whatever you want. Whatever.
Fine.
Okay, but I'll tell you what. I'll even build in the cushion because Bill is Bill.
So
last year was a fireable offense.
You bet.
Last year was a fireable
So do it now?
offense.
Do it today on the off day?
Sure. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm for it. Same answer.
See you later.
Staley and Belichick out.
What,
Bye.
I'm going to cry?
Save the season.
Okay, there you go.
Turn it over to Mayo and O'Brien.
Okay. Mayo and O'Brien.
Gerard Mayo,
Yeah.
the defensive coordinator, and
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien. So 6 titles, 10 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
All whittled down to, I wrote the quote down, out, by, done, see you later. That's 6 words.
Yeah.
Look, that's the NFL.
No, this is...
It's also Boston.
This is Boston. The Brandon Staley comparison is irrelevant. It's stupid and it's ignorant. Brandon Staley has won jack squat. He's got a superior quarterback. And Bill Belichick won 6 titles?
Yeah.
So you want to say, like, right now you want to have this discussion? I guess if you want to argue it was Tom versus Bill, but don't tell me, like, oh, after the Cam Newton year, after 2 years of Mac Jones, and the guy won you 6 championships, you're like, no, see you later. Off to the next one. Give me a break. Comparing his record with Mac Jones after Tom, rebuilding it, to Brandon Staley with Herbert having never, ever broken through, I think is stupid. The question to me is, can he be fired? Can you work something out, a wink, wink, to leave? And to me, the biggest problem with Belichick, you have to try to rob him of personnel control.
Yeah, the construction of the roster is pretty poor. Because I've gone through some rabbit holes this week, man. I went through a Mac Jones one.
What was the first one?
The Pyramid of Giza. The Sphinx.
You and Arian Foster, or you and Larry
No,
Johnson?
no. See, he's an aliens guy. I'm not an aliens guy.
What he tells last Friday, he thinks about the Roman Empire all the time. He's Googling the pyramids.
But, like, Mac Jones, I was stunned. He is in the top 10 in TDs, yards, intended air yards, first downs, Pro Football Focus grade, on target throw percentage, and big time throw percentage through 2 games.
So that's all good.
It's all good for Mac. Also, he is 26th in the league in which the pressure is considered the responsibility of the quarterback, which is very good. Like, a lot of the pressure is not responsible, only 6% of the time, where the O-line is responsible for the other 90%. So that's very, very good. So why are they losing? Okay, that can be attributed to Bill. His roster construction. It's very, very poor. Or maybe it's too early to use some of these stats, which probably is. But yeah, it's like, if you want to have that discussion now, let's loud. To me, I look at it from a golf perspective. Every title you win gives you like 5 years exemptions. Every title you win gives me like 3 years. So he has like 18 years of built up credibility.
Oh, it's not for 3 years from the last one.
No.
You're adding them all up.
I add them up. 3 years each title, you get 3 years. So you could fire him when he's 90.
This is starting to get louder. Mm-hmm. The fact that this has been talked about in Boston last year, we heard all the tension between him and Robert Kraft. Jay Busby just wrote an article on Tuesday for Yahoo that was talking about how
because Kraft has talked like he would do it. He's giving off that type of tone.
Yeah, they clearly have some tension there, and I think it's also bitterness from Kraft that. Why'd you talk me into this with Tom? Why was this a decision that I had to make?
And made me get rid of someone got rid of Garoppolo. Maybe that was Tom making Kraft trade Jimmy. I think.
Yeah, that was. But it's one of those things where when you look at it, I mean the Busby article said the aura of invincibility for Bill Belichick and the Patriots is as of now gone. Like nobody feels any type of way about Bill Belichick. Like are we concerned at all? And I know we're looking ahead a little bit, but if you're in 10 days, are you super concerned that Bill Belichick's going to find some way to really just attack this Cowboys defense and make it tough? Nobody has that feeling about them anymore.
Right.
And so there's the question that comes up of when is the game passed you by?
Their defense is being talked about as being pretty good this year still. Yeah. Passed you by, or is it personnel? I don't.
Right. I mean, there's sooner or later you can't get you could. There's sooner or later when you're so thin or you're bad, like you just can't hide it. I don't care who you're. Now you can have a great quarterback, but even Mahomes, like where they've in week 1 they were without 2 of their major guys. I mean, even him on week 1 wasn't able to overcome certain things.
This just has to end with Belichick leaving and becoming enemies with Kraft and facing New England, just like Parcells did. It's got to end just like that. I would lean towards Bill Belichick not finishing his career there. All right,
I'm going to go somewhere else, or do you think he'll retire?
All right, I'm going to give you retire, coach somewhere else, or stay with the Pats.
I would love to see him coach somewhere else because I'm just starting to run through places where I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be hilarious to see Belichick on the sideline with the Raiders. Like just Belichick trying to coach the most dysfunctional franchise in recent memory and so many history points tied to that.
Okay, so retire or coach somewhere else. I'll narrow it down to that.
I don't think...
In 2 years, 2 or 3 years, what will he be doing?
I don't think Bill retires.
I don't either.
I think he's one of those like.
So you think he's still coaching the Patriots?
I don't think so.
So then you're agreeing with me.
Yeah, I think he'll leave or get fired. He'll go somewhere. I don't know where. I love your Raider thing, but then Tom's a part owner.
He'll get traded. Belichick gets traded. Somebody wants him. Kraft is tired. Doesn't want to outright fire him. Gets draft capital for him.
So you agree coaching somewhere else as well?
Yep.
All right. The Texas Rangers and everybody else win. Does anyone sleep like this major league pitcher? And Bobby is obsessed like Bassick and watching the new kid play. We'll take you inside.
By Ciroc Vodka, Window Nation, and by the personal injury lawyers Frankel and Frankel. Life is unpredictable. Accidents happen. Frankel and Frankel are the go-to attorneys for car and truck wrecks in DFW. If you or a loved one have been in an accident, contact the Frankels today at 214-333-3333 or go to truckwreck.com.
And that ball is rocketed deep into right. Verdugo going back end. It is gone! Evan Carter with a 2-run home run, and the Rangers now lead it 15-4.
Woo! Absolute beatdown yesterday afternoon right here on 105.3 The Fan. Good morning, Metroplex. Shout out to the 6 a.m. club. We got the entire squad back together again. Sean Sharif, RJ Choppy, Bobby Belt, along with Peyton and Rai in the back. We're live on the Fan Cam, Twitch, and YouTube. Bobby's dancing because nothing can come out after the Imodium that he took. And we will all be together tomorrow night in right field to kick off Rangers, Mariners. But the bats exploded, Roberto, and you are in love, like Mike Bassick, with watching Evan Carter.
Yeah, the franchise. He's a guy who, his OPS now is up over 1,000 in the little bit of time that he's been here. And
He's
he
a
is
triple
just
shy of the cycle yesterday.
He's just so much fun to watch, like how advanced he is. He looks like he's 32 years old in terms of his plate approach. He's what you've seen defensively from him. At this point, he's already 10th among the position players on the Rangers in WAR. He's been up for 2 weeks. Wow. He's got a full 1.0 WAR, and half of that's defense. So just the plate approach, the defense, everything's been really impressive with him. He's got to be a lock at this point to start next year with the big league club in the starting lineup.
What do y'all make of all this Wyatt Langford talk?
Holy cow,
Yeah.
he is crushing the baseball.
And, he's built like a professional wrestler, dude. Like, this guy is caked up like I've never seen. Holy good God.
You take 41 games that he's now been in the minors, and he has accelerated. He was at Arizona. He went up to High A Hickory, Frisco. Now he's already up at Round Rock. He's already at AAA. And cumulatively at this point, he's hitting 367, 478 on base percentage. His OPS is 1172.
He's the best.
He was, there was a reason why a lot of the draft analysts, experts, or whatever you want to call them, put him as obviously he's the most major league ready player. Does Skeens have more upside? Does Max have more upside? Did Cruz have more upside? Whatever. This guy was no doubt the most likely to make the bigs of any of them.
He is. I texted this to Sean yesterday. He's got 50. He's got 55 hits in 41 games. Joey Gallo has 50 hits in 115 this year. And I get it's minors to majors, but you're talking about your level of competition and how much you're hitting the ball. These are his numbers cumulatively throughout the minors in 41 games. He has 15 doubles, 2 triples, 10 home runs, 11 steals. He's gotten a steal at all 4 levels he's been at. And then he has 32 walks to 28 strikeouts. You remember AA, AAA, people are like, well, that's your first real baseball. Well, he's continued to just crush the ball.
When is the
both
last
levels.
time we have talked about even 2 prospects like this? I don't know if I can remember it my 12 years here. Two of them crushing it on the lower level, and then you throw in Josh Young on top of it. Nice to see Josh picking up right where he left off. He hit one of the 4 home runs yesterday. But I challenge you, give me the 2 names like we've talked about.
Feliz was one of them.
Feliz and Holland, 09, probably. 08, 09.
Feliz, but again, it was very, very different. Social media was just Twitter was just out. So you had to really dig to hear about these guys. But for sure, Feliz. I'm trying to think the Kinsler talk.
If you want to go position players and batters, then you would say Smoke and
I remember we couldn't touch Mike Holt.
Oh, for a second.
Couldn't touch him. You couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah, but this feels real legit. The point is, it's very, very rare. Mm-hmm. Never with a damn pitcher.
No, they wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't do that. Part of the reason why the bullpen is in the shape that it's in. The payload is coming up at 6:40 this morning, but unfortunately, Houston won, Seattle won. Toronto won. So the Rangers and Mariners are still tied a half game back in the West, and they're still tied for the third spot in the wild card.
Yeah, and Houston, that one hurt because they couldn't score a run for the first 8 innings of the game, and they ultimately get a walk-off. So that one sucked because you felt a little bit like, oh, there might be an opportunity to actually make something happen here. And look, it's great when the Rangers offense gets going like it did yesterday. And they've done that several times throughout the season. It's just need to see it consistently. We got to stop going through these waves of we're all excited about the offense, and then they go 3-game series where they can't hit the ball. Because if they could get hot at the right time, if they could sustain a little bit more like the way we saw them hit the ball the first 2 months really consistently, they can go on a bit of a run. They can overcome some of their pitching. It's just a huge ask to hope that they would be able to do that.
Yeah, we can be a team that another pitching staff does not want to face, right? You always do this going into the playoffs. Who's the team that's not a heavyweight you don't want to see, you don't want to face? You could say the Ranger offense, but I don't know if anyone would say the Rangers overall because of the state of the pitching. Obviously.
No, I mean, yes, you could bludgeon your way to a title. We've seen teams, you get hot. When bats are lit, it's very difficult to stop them. But you have to be able to hit consistently for 3-4 weeks. And you don't get to play the A's. You're playing nothing but the top teams in the league, teams that have 1, 2, and 3 starters. So not only do you have to see your lesser pitchers pitch to their level, but your offense has to do something that's very, very difficult to do, and that's beat top flight pitching.
877-881-1053 is the truckwreck.com text line. Speaking of Toronto, they got another pitching issue. One was weight. This is sleep.
Kikuchi.
Charcuterie board.
Yusai Kikuchi. The Cooch is what they call him. They call him the Cooch.
Do they?
Yes, they do. Well, he was pulled from his start in the 6th inning. Okay. Why was he pulled from his... What are you guys laughing about?
Nothing.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think we're laughing about?
He was pulled from his start with the 6th
It's not
inning.
your Michigan hat.
It's Midland Bulls, sir.
Oh, okay.
He
Bulls.
was pulled from his start with cramps. The biggest revelation about this was not that he was pulled from his start in the 6th inning, is that he said that he only got 11 hours of sleep the night before instead of his usual 13 or 14. He says he usually goes to bed around 11 o'clock and wakes up at 1.
Oh, my.
And
11 p.m., wake up at 1 p.m.
At 1 p.m. I don't know how this is possible. I can't tell you the last time I slept 10 hours, let alone 13.
There'll be once every 3 months where I'll just crash. Like yesterday, I made a humongous mistake because my wife had never been to Nebraska furniture.
Oh!
So, we're trying to furniture shop, and first we just go around our house, and we look at 3 or 4 places, and I'm getting a little tired, and I'm like, okay, should we... I want to show you Nebraska at some point in time. And we were 50-50, and I was like, I want you to see it. What the heck? Let's go.
Yeah.
Holy crap. What a drive to the car.
Now, that's a long drive because there's no easy way to get there. It's not, for me, it's easy. 121. I'm there.
And it wasn't necessarily her being obsessed with it and going down all these rabbit holes. It was just so long to get there. I forgot how freaking large the place was. Every single possible department. And then another, Texas leather store on the way home. Humongous mistake. I mean, devastated in terms of fatigue. Awful. But so maybe yesterday I could have slept for 10 hours if I didn't have to wake up at 4 a.m. But this guy, every day.
14 every day. Every day. How are you not first of all, how do you go sleep for 13 hours or 14 hours?
Bobby just slept for 12.
Yeah, and then, so wake up at 1 o'clock. And then 10 hours later, sleep for another 13 or 14. It's not like he's up for 18 hours and then he sleeps for 13. He's up for 10 and then he sleeps for 13 or 14.
Yeah, I had trouble falling asleep last night. I didn't fall asleep till midnight because it was...
You're slept
I
out.
slept so much. I wasn't tired. And that's one of those where, don't they say it's once you get past 9 hours, you start entering a phase typically where
diminishing returns.
Yeah, like you start getting groggier. The fact that you're sleeping that long, like it's actually bad for you. Because I'll sleep 12 hours like every 2 weeks. Because I'll go like 4 to 5 hours for 2 straight weeks, and then I get like a full 12-hour reset, and then I'm back on the same road again, which probably is not super healthy. So I shouldn't be pointing fingers, but
I mean,
well, if you had the capability of doing it, it might be different. You don't really have a choice. He prefers 13 or 14. There are people who just love sleep this much, and if you did not mess with them and did not disturb them, they'd be perfectly fine and happy. Pepe, how long can you, well, I'm not going to ask that. How long do you sleep if uninterrupted? Not how long can you go?
Well, I mean, for the last year with the sleep schedule, I mean, even on the weekends, I'm 7 hours max. I can't sleep in. It's like 8 a.m. I'm up. Even if I go to bed at 1 in the morning, I'm still up in about 7 hours.
And your kids, that's the question to ask.
Now, my oldest one, Luca, can sleep. Now, usually when he sleeps for 13 hours, he wakes up when he's like 3 inches taller. That's what usually happens. But he could sleep. He could sleep. Julian doesn't sleep like that.
Who else could crash like this? Truckwreck.com text line 877-881-1053. And your kids?
The girls will sleep about 11 hours every night. Because they go to bed at like 8 and they'll wake up at 7. So I mean they'll go through with a marathon. Jacob, it just kind of depends. If we let him sleep, he'd probably go 14 hours. But it's like on the weekend he'll want to sleep till like noon.
A Gallup poll found that the average American gets only about 6.8 hours of sleep per night, less than the 7 to 9 recommended by most doctors.
And I bet you they get it in Europe. I bet you they get 7 to 9 in Europe.
In 2018, Justin Verlander admonished Alex Bregman for getting only 6 hours and said, you better be shooting for 10. In 2012, LeBron and Federer said they were getting 12 hours.
What?
Also different for athletes.
I think it's that, athletes, they go to bed late.
They have physical exertion.
They have physical exertion.
They do things unlike us during the course of the day with their bodies.
They don't really have anything to do during the day, during the working hour. All their friends are at work. So they just what are they going to do? They go to the gym. They go to sleep. Gilbert Arenas has theories as to why they always are dating strippers and hookers. Because that's the only people who are available during the day when they're available.
Oh.
He goes, athletes, our job is at night.
Perfect.
We work at night. If we can't go on dates at night, the only people we can hang out with are people who are available during the day.
Makes sense.
Who's available during the day?
Love it.
Strippers and hookers.
Love it.
I think athletes are lying. No way 12 hours sleep. I think they don't want to come under the criticism of anytime they perform poorly. It's like, well, you need more sleep. So I think they've got to say as default, like, yeah, I'm sleeping 12 hours. No way LeBron is sleeping 12 hours. I don't believe that.
He's not with all the Godfather movies he's watching. I'm a high school coach. I got 2 kids. I could sleep 10 hours easy. My 4-year-old sleeps 12 a night. I work nights. I sleep 4 hours a day. Ooh. 5 to 7 hours a night. We can rest when we're dead. And then in terms of the Ranger prospects, we completely forgot Jurickson Profar.
But that was a single. That was one guy, and he didn't crush it.
But he was a massive prospect.
Yeah, he was number one.
No, he was talked about. We're talking about them because of the production.
Yeah.
Profar was going to be talked about because of where he was selected. Just the hype of number one. But I don't remember him destroying the minors. I could be wrong.
He never actually put up numbers. He actually never
exactly
put up numbers.
We have a concert ticket giveaway for you to win at 7:00, but it's Thursday, so next is the payload.
That's right, guys. We have a major food violation that took place. Plus, we have an all-time reaction from a plane crash from a homeowner. That's next on The Fan.
Let's get you over to Boomer Jacks, your official game.
These models will be sold directly to the public for below market value. See them all today at ClassicChevrolet.com. Do not wait. In less than 10 days, they could all be sold at Classic Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference, and find new roads.
Okay, am I hearing this right? The morning show is letting Peyton Russell have his own segment?
I just don't get it. We've known Peyton for years. He's horrible on the mic. I mean, gathering the foreigners, this is going to be a train wreck.
Daddy does work, and Peyton just does board hopping.
That is right, guys. It's the first edition of The Payload at the age of 27. Thought I was going to wake up yesterday with back pain. Felt better than ever.
Way to call attention back to your birthday.
Thank you. So if you did not wish me a happy birthday yesterday, you can wish me a happy birthday on the fan. Text 877-881-1053, the Twitch and YouTube. Bobby, you missed my birthday yesterday and RJ's birthday yesterday. Is it because you're not a birthday guy, or what? Why'd you miss?
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly because I hate you specifically, and so I didn't want to wish you happy birthday. I texted happy birthday. I did that.
You did, in the group message, which I kind of had an issue with, but that's okay. That's okay. We don't have to get into that.
Why is that?
So here's the
It would
thing.
have meant more if it was like solo.
So I've gotten so much crap over the years because I don't, in like my friend's group message, I don't text happy birthday in the group message. I text individually. And so there's been times where like I didn't text in the group message, and so people forgot it was someone's birthday because I didn't let them know. And I don't do it because I want to be selfish. I just think it means more if like I'm good friends with someone and I let them know. Again, I don't have a problem with Bobby or anyone doing it to me, but it's just for me, I pride myself in texting outside or giving a phone call.
This is a fascinating topic.
Yeah, it is. I love it.
You're arguing, you're saying if we're close friends, you send the individual text, but the other people in the message get mad because you're not doing the work for them by basically reminding them that they need to say it too.
Because I can remember birthdays. I know around certain times I know, okay, I need to start, making sure I wish them a happy birthday.
Yeah.
But other friends don't think about that. So
when's Bobby's birthday?
June something.
He only knows that because I've said it last night to Broadus.
That's right.
When's my birthday?
Yours is in March.
No.
November 21.
That's right. Well, it'll be close.
Yeah.
And then RJ's is yesterday.
Yeah.
And then do you look like the goody to the rest of the group when you go rogue and text the message, making everyone else look bad?
Yeah,
that's their argument.
I side with your the Los Hombres. Is that what they are?
Los Hombres.
It's a duty. Like we can't all remember everybody's birthday. You put in the group message. I wish I was on with my kids because they would remember my birthday yesterday. They didn't remember.
No,
they have no idea. My son asked me the other day, "When's your birthday, Dad?" And I was like, he goes, "It's the 22nd, right?" I'm like, "No, it's not. You're close." He had no idea.
Really?
So yesterday, I pick him up. We leave in practice. I was like, "Hey, thanks for the birthday wish today." He goes, "Oh yeah, it's your birthday." He goes, "Well, I don't remember. Nobody tells me." Which I blame his mother for. It's her duty to tell him.
How old is he?
13.
Okay.
Because I always remind them around like, "Hey,
Sure.
wish Mom Mother's Day, birthday," and she didn't do that. So I blame her for that one. But whatever, I'm not bitter. So what I did?
You should leave him home from the Ranger game tomorrow.
No.
So I forgot.
I'll be out of food. I'll be out of food if I come home and do that. What I did, I put it in his phone. On the calendar.
Yeah.
A yearly reminder.
Yeah.
9 a.m. every year, he gets that reminder.
To be fair, I had no idea it was y'all's birthday yesterday until Sean texted me and reminded me. So
Thank you, Sean.
Teammate.
You're a real one.
Teammate.
Nice job. That's
right.
So am I the a-hole? Texting 877-881-1053. Do you find that a little grudgy that I don't let other people bail other people out to let them know about others' birthdays when they should write it down or have the calendar? Is anyone a calendar person on the fridge? I know some couples that the girl will put a calendar that has everybody's birthday on it.
Wife does that.
Yeah, it's not on the fridge, but
it's on the wall
we have
next
a
to the
calendar.
fridge.
Yes. I think it does mean more if you get the individual one. When you're like our dynamic, it's totally fine with the group message.
Agree.
So, okay, now I know we like to make fun of me a lot on this show, but now we're going to point the fingers at someone else, a former employee's girlfriend. Now, I got the okay to talk crap about her. From him, he said, dude, it should be a perfect payload topic. It is the old 5'1" Zach Rowe.
Zero and his girl broke up?
No.
Were they engaged?
A former employee's girlfriend, not a former girlfriend.
Oh.
No.
A former employee's girlfriend.
So Zach, Zero's girlfriend, he was here about 18 months ago and then left for bigger and better things. His girlfriend posted a Instagram video of her dipping her pot roast in ketchup.
Oh.
Now, Sean, you're a big meat guy. I found this a huge food violation. And there's many food violations out there that people offend all the time. How big is this one? I mean, you deserve the absolute worst if you dip your pot roast in ketchup, steak and ranch, steak and anything. You can't do it.
Not A1?
No, not A1. It's steak sauce, but leave the steak the same. It's got seasoning on it. It deserves to be eaten by itself.
So you will not use A1?
I will not. I tried it as a kid because I thought, oh, steak sauce, anything's better than steak sauce. No.
Béarnaise, hollandaise, no.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nope.
So if the pot roast is like bone dry, fine. Okay. If the steak is awful, yeah. I love spicy A1. Like I won't even use regular A1. It's like a Tabasco A1. But not everyone's gonna cook pot roast great. It might dry up on you. So go ahead and throw a little bit of ketchup on there. It's weird. I have not done it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna absolutely kill you. But that's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
I don't know that I do.
But I've taken a piece of dry steak and dipped it in ketchup before. If it's not edible, if it's terrible.
Okay. Yeah.
Ketchup is pretty awesome on a lot of things.
I like ketchup. I would never. I don't think I've ever put ketchup in steak in ketchup. Definitely A1. Definitely a sauce. I've probably done it in mustard too because I love mustard.
You know what? I was about to say I don't think I have any that really like bug me. I mean, there are things I don't like, but I think is like a universal sin. But then I came up with when you do fork and knife with pizza, I think that's like, come on, what are you doing there? The one I get yelled at all the time for in Texas is I don't even bother tasting it first. I will always barbecue sauce on the brisket, like before I even take a bite.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna kill you for. Crossbuck might kill you for it. I don't know. Crossbuck barbecue, but
good stuff.
Like if we always fight about ranch on pizza. If the pizza has like no sauce on it and it's like a terrible dry old pizza, yeah, I might put some ranch on the side and like dip the crust in it for like a little bit of flavor. But otherwise, I want it all natural like RJ.
So another food violation I thought of, and I think we've talked about this on this very show.
I think what you're telling us is Zero can't cook. Someone can't cook in that family.
Well, I don't know who cooked it. I don't know who cooked it, but he threw it to me. So I think it was maybe he cooked it, thought it was really well, and she went out of her way to dip it in ketchup. Said no, just eat it by itself. So I don't know. We'll have to ask him. But another food violation I thought of was eating string cheese like it's a carrot, just like straight up.
Yeah.
Like I get it. It tastes the same, but there's just some things you gotta peel the string.
Do the KNC guys do that? Because I'll see Hagelin with.
Oh, chop.
Oh no.
I'm 43 years old, man. I am not wasting my time. 44. Damn it. I am not wasting my time string peeling that thing, and then you get this inside your fingers and peel and peel. There was a time when I would do that, but now my kids don't do it. My kids don't string it.
Really?
My kids eat it like they're the ones probably got me on it.
I'm
just
about
to eat it like that.
I'm about to gross y'all out because Kristen hates this. I will take a string cheese and I like to peel it. So if it's too cold, it won't peel very effectively. And so what I do is, she hates it. I'll be watching TV. I'll grab a string cheese. I'll put it in my pocket and go sit down on the couch and then wait like 20 minutes and then I'll start peeling it.
Self-defroster?
Yep.
Yeah, I cannot believe you, RJ. Okay, so now let's get into a bit of audio here. This is funny audio, reaction video.
Reset what this is.
This is the payload. If you're new to the station, new to the show, it's where the producer, Peyton Russell, myself, kind of just takes over the show, boosts the ratings, the meter mover, as we like to call it in the meetings.
I can't wait. We never, ever called it that. I cannot wait for a couple weeks just to look at 640 on Thursdays. Just to isolate it. Can you imagine if it's like 12, 13?
Is the best thing of
yes.
the year.
Cha-ching, about to ask for that raise too. Okay, so we've heard about this F-35B fighter jet crash in South Carolina, right? It took place, I believe, a couple days ago. Flew over a town in South Carolina, crashed in, I believe, a field or someone's backyard. And, the news station immediately jumps out there. They're asking all the homeowners and, citizens, what happened? What'd you hear? And this is Randolph White, a homeowner in South Carolina, and he gives a very unique description of what he heard on the plane crash.
Normally it's pretty quiet, but on Sunday afternoon,
I was in the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whistle. I said, what in the world is this? And I heard a boom, then my whole house shook.
White says he didn't realize it was a plane at the time, so he didn't call anybody.
The first thought came to me, I said, the meteorite come out of space or something? I said, well, if the airplane, it needed to be reported, but that thing was flying just too low.
All right. First of all, what is taking a shave? That is amazing. I don't know what taking a shave
He's
is.
shaving from head to toe, man.
This guy was amazing. I love his getup. I want that hat.
What was the hat?
It was like it was
Sounds like R2D2.
It was so like you ever watch like old footage of like old baseball games where they all wear like straw hats to the game, right? The flat one. It kind of was like that, coupled with like the Cam Newton bowler hat that he would wear, but he wore it like kind of not like flat, but like it was great. It was a great hat. Love the hat. Want the hat. Don't know what taking a shave is though.
Whenever you can get someone like this in your news story, it's going viral.
Yep.
That's
I love
it.
these things.
You get someone like that, absolutely viral. He was fantastic. Do we know his name?
Randolph White.
Randolph White.
And you might hear it again on a G-Bag of the Day. I'm sure Lucius will play it too.
Okay.
And that is...
You got one more? You want to hit the clock, hit the break perfectly.
6.5 minute break. Let's do it. Let's hit the clock. That is the payload, guys.
Well done. Oh, radio professional.
Trucker.com text line says he works for Lockheed on the F-35 program. They are saying that the aircraft is in the ocean.
Oh, I thought you were saying Randolph worked for Lockheed.
No. This guy.
No way.
I thought I saw debris in a cornfield or something like that.
That's what I thought.
Concert ticket giveaway. Who are the next NFL Hall of Famers? We got Thursday Night Football, and another coach has made it personal for Deion in Colorado. Next with Sean, RJ, and Roberto, 105 through the Fan.
Let's get you over to the
Fan Studios, secured by DFWSecurity.com. This is Sean and RJ on 105.3 The Fan.
Good morning, Metroplex. Thanks for turning it on, leaving it on your home of the Rangers and Cowboys. Bobby Belt is back here on Sean and RJ. We're live on the Fan Cam, Twitch, and YouTube. And the Cowboys getting some people back at practice. Tyler Smith practiced for the first time since the start of the season. Zach Martin did not practice yesterday. More on that with the G-Bag Nation later on today. Is that worrisome? I thought this was nothing.
Yeah, no, this is something that we had anticipated. Mike McCarthy had said, I believe, on Monday that he wasn't going to practice on Wednesday. And so today is the day we'll see if he'll be out there in any sort of form or fashion. But I'm not too worried about it just from the way that Steven and Jerry have talked about it.
Brandon Cooks, J-Ron Kearse, and Donovan Wilson.
Yeah, J-Ron Kearse was out with an illness. We'll see if he's back out there today. But Brandon Cooks and Tyler Smith back involved. That's positive. They were limited, but it's positive that they're heading towards the right direction. And then Donovan Wilson was a full participant for the first time since he got injured in training camp. So that's trending the right way.
Bobby's Arizona film study is coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Babe Laufenberg previews the Cards at 8:40 on your home of America's team. The story in the sports world in the NFL right now is Justin Fields. This was Justin Fields yesterday talking about why he has struggled so much to start off this year in Chicago.
Of course, things that I didn't like, I felt like, I wasn't necessarily playing my game. Felt like I was kind of robotic and, not playing like myself.
When you say thinking less, what do you think was causing you to think so much, maybe think too much?
Could be coaching, I think. But, at the end of the day, it makes it, they're doing their job when they're giving me, what to look at and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I, can't be thinking about that when the game comes. I prepare myself throughout the week, and then when the game comes, it's time to play free at that point. So, just thinking less and, playing more.
Fields then came back out, Sean McDermott style in Buffalo, and said, put it all on me. I would never call out coaching. I would never call out teammates. Then you had the defensive coordinator resign after reports that his home and the Bears facility was raided by the FBI, that it was aided by former Bear and current FBI employee Charles Peanut Tillman, to which Ian Rappaport said, no, Peanut Tillman's not involved. No, they did not raid the Bears facility, but the coach did resign for family and health reasons. What a day in Chicago.
What a day in Chicago. And, I have no idea what the coach did or didn't do or is being looked into by the feds. I have no idea. I can only imagine. In terms of Justin Fields, this is the fact that the media blew this up. It's just the whiny, weird media that has no idea what they're talking about. Because everybody who's ever looked at gone to a baseball game for a kid has seen the coach or the parent tell the kid going up to hit, all right, keep your eye on the ball, hands up, weight back, don't forget to squash the bug, the pitch is out. Like, you're telling him 48 different things, and the kid goes up there and he looks at 3 strikes right down the middle because they're thinking so much they can't pull the trigger. And that's what happens to Justin Fields. I don't know what the solution is. Maybe go back to the drawing board and say, okay, look, we're doing a one-read offense. One read, and if it's not there, you take off. Maybe that's what it is, because you do not make the NFL at all. You do not even make it to the NFL if that play that everyone's showing, where he was waiting like 10 seconds to throw it, and he finally got sacked. Everybody in high school, every quarterback in high school could have found an open man there. There were 3 guys wide the hell open. I don't mean they weren't NFL open. They were high school open. Like, open in the NFL is way different than open in high school. They were high school open, and he didn't see him? No, man, he saw him. He couldn't pull the trigger because he's thinking about 14 different things. He doesn't want to get yelled at. So that's he didn't mean it was the coach's fault. He's just getting too much information right now.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately the intent of what he meant, but it was worded in an inartful way, and that's something that Justin Fields has been to Georgia. He's been to Ohio State. He's sat now for 3 years with Chicago media. Like, he knows how to do this. He knows how to stand up there and give the right answer. I think what you saw was just a frustrated moment where he was a little flippant in his delivery and he was not as on.
Yeah.
And I think he meant exactly that. I think he does feel like it's probably somewhat the coach's fault. And he slipped up in the way that he talked about it and the way that he delivered it. But when you look at him out there, he does not look like the same player as he did last year. In terms of somebody has gotten in his head about, step up in the pocket. Don't get rid of the ball so quick. Look for it, things like that. And now he's just overcorrected and not breaking the pocket at all.
Whoever this media member is, John Zaglu, Sports Talk Chicago, founder of that, this guy needs to be banished. I would never listen to another word he says again. You're going to say, if it's true that the FBI didn't raid anything, as the NFL says, we're not involved in this. This guy is resigning for personal reasons. This is some of the most irresponsible reporting you will ever see.
Speculating.
Reporting it, not speculating it. He said both were raided. It happened. It happened this morning. FBI sensationalism, Peanut Tillman this thing got out of control real fast. If it didn't happen.
Well, and a lot of people on the Chicago beat were saying yesterday, like they wouldn't say, well, I don't know what happened, but like we have had a sense here around the building the last couple of days that it's not just he's stepping away for health reasons. And there does seem to be there's something going on.
Yeah.
And this guy just, took advantage of that and probably just reported the first rumor that popped into his Twitter inbox or something like that. But there's definitely something really bizarre going on there.
Couple of NFL running back moves for your fantasy roster, if you care. Kareem Hunt is back, and Cam Akers got his wish. He was traded to the Minnesota Vikings, but Kareem Hunt has work again now.
Yeah, he does. He's back, and this should be a plug and play for him, right? He knows everything. He knows the system, knows exactly what's going to happen.
Cleveland?
Yep. I'm just surprised.
Yeah, but that replacement the other night for Chubb balled out.
Yeah, Jerome Ford absolutely balled out.
Yeah. Not a plug and play for me. I would start Ford.
Oh, I would too. I'm just saying, he doesn't have to go in and learn a system. He didn't have to learn anything.
Yeah, he's been there since he requested a trade at during training camp last year. Kareem Hunt did, and so he's obviously not played with Deshaun Watson or been there in a year, but
the Texas Rangers bats showed up yesterday afternoon right here on the Fan.
Heim standing in on the left side. The pitch from Bayo. A swing and a drive. Well hit ball. Deep right field. Bye-bye. 3-run home run for Jonah Heim. His 18th of the season. And he gets the good guys back to within a run here at 4-3.
Rangers beat down Boston. They were down 4-0. Now 4-0 in this game with John Gray starting. Martin Perez came in, held it down. The Rangers hit 4 home runs. Evan Carter, a triple shy of the cycle. And everything remains the same in all the races. Seattle won. Toronto won. Houston won. You're still a half game back of the Astros. You're tied with Seattle for the third wild card spot.
Dude, they were down 4-0 after 7 batters. After 7 batters. The Rangers' 4-hole hitter hadn't even come up yet, and they were down 4-0. It was insane at the start of the game, and that's you're not gonna be able to. Again, if you're gonna score 15 runs, you'll beat anybody. But this is not a game where you're down 4-0 that you come back in a playoff game.
The numbers are not as good as I thought when I went to look them up. It feels like for me, Jonah Heim though is coming up big in major situations here as of late. I went and looked and I expected to see a 5-game, 6-game hit streak. That's not the case, but my confidence level in Jonah Heim in must-have situations is through the roof right now. Marcus Semien, Jonah Heim, and of course you're going to throw Seager in there as well. Simeon's the only guy, knock on wood, who's not been hurt this year. But the Rangers beat down Boston.
Yeah, and you mentioned Martin Perez there and how he stepped in and pitched, and he's 5 straight scoreless appearances now. And ever since he moved to the bullpen, he's 28 innings, and his ERA is 2.57. So that move to the bullpen has been a good one for him, and he's saved them in a couple different instances now since he's gone there.
Tomorrow night, Section 133 out in right field. You can join the entire station as we're bringing the wives, the girlfriends, the side pieces, and the children. Rangers.com/133 for a monster series. Monster series.
It is.
And these schedules are lined up perfectly down the stretch for all the races. I mean, they're going AL West heavy with the Rangers and Mariners going at it. Has the next coach provided Deion with its personal material? It's going to be Colorado taking on Oregon. Now, back in the offseason, the second-year head coach Dan Lanning was asked about Colorado and leaving the Pac-12 for the Big 12. He said, not a big reaction. I'm trying to remember what they won to affect this conference. I don't remember. Do you remember them winning anything? I don't remember them winning anything. So then Oregon announced they were leaving the Pac-12 for the Big 10. So on Monday, Lanning was asked, you want to walk back those comments about Colorado and their program? He said, I don't regret anything I've said. At the end of the day, I wasn't talking about Deion's team. I was talking about the past and future for our team. But if that serves as material for them, great. I don't think it's going to have any bearing on the game or the success of it. So let's see if Deion turns us into this week's bulletin board.
That would be a stretch if he can, because he clearly wasn't talking about Deion. And you know what? He wouldn't need to walk that back because Oregon's been a good program, like a really, really good program. They've been in a couple national championship games and Final Fours and such. So
well, it's not about Oregon. It's about what he said about Colorado, whether he would walk that back. I'm trying to remember, what have they ever won? They've never won anything. Yes, it could be a stretch if Deion took it there.
If Deion takes it there, it's a big-time stretch because he's clearly not talking about this Colorado.
What do you
say? No, because they haven't won anything in the Pac-12, but I just think of how Texas screwed up and started Chris Sims for the first half of the Big 12 title game, and Colorado won that. That's what I remember Colorado winning.
Deion was asked the other night on 60 Minutes, who is the best coach in college football right now?
Now that you're a Power 5 guy, who's the best coach in college football today?
Let me see. Let me see a mirror so I can look at it. What, you think I'm gonna sit up here and tell you somebody else? You think that's the way I operate? That somebody else got that on me? But I tell you this: I love and I adore and I respect. And every time I do a commercial with Coach Saban, it's a gift. Just sitting in his presence and hearing him and throwing something else out there so I could hear his viewpoint on it, because he's forgotten more things than I may ever accomplish. So I'm a student looking up to this wonderful teacher saying, just throw me a crumb of what you know.
I love that he said this. That's what I think the greats have to. All the greats feel this way.
I think we've reached a point in the sports world, at least on this show, whenever anyone says this about their own abilities, we never kill them or crush them.
No, because I think we would all say the same thing if we were in their position. It's not braggadocio. You have to think you're the best to make it to that level. Otherwise, you will never even attempt to get to that level. You'll be scared by your own success. So I this is fantastic. And look, he's going to need. They put themselves in. They've had a great year. He's put themselves in a position to be in this spot where this is a huge game. The world thinks they're going to get run. They open as a 16-point dog. It's up to 20.
Except for Russo.
What's
he putting down? 10
dimes.
10 dimes of fat Rob.
So like he thinks they're going to get run, but it could be an interesting game.
Yeah, look, I mean, on the list of arrogant things that Deion Sanders has said in the media throughout his career, this would probably not crack the top 100. Nope. So not much to register. Although I will say, I do think Oregon's going to probably handle Colorado pretty easily this week.
Look, it's a tough place to play, and it's clearly the best team they faced all year.
Deion also said that his boy is not going to the pros. He's like, Shedeur will be back here. He's not going to be riding shotgun or in the back seat to Caleb Williams. He don't get down like that. And I was like, oh. So he was announcing yesterday that his kid is not going to the pros.
What if What if Caleb holds back like he's been threatening to do?
Right.
And then you end up in the same class with him anyway.
All right, let's hook you up for turning it on, leaving it on. We also have a Cowboys Cardinals version of a little game to play after Peyton announces this.
All right, Tolos, that's right. Caller number 10 right now at 877-881-1053 wins a pair of last chance tickets. See Neo when the R&B star brings his Champagne and Roses tour along with Mario and Pleasure P to Joseki's Pavilion on Wednesday, September 27th. Get tickets and info now at livenation.com. That's caller number 10 at 877-881-1053.
We have to somehow make this game on Sunday a little bit interesting, facing these scrubs. I am the defending champion. No matter what happened last week, it was a different game. Let's see if I can repeat. Cowboys, Cardinals, high-low.
Oh!
Next on Sean and RJ.
Get you over to QC Connect.
Expressway right now on the Fan, and it's brought to you by QC Kinetics.
Sean Sharif, RJ Choppy, our Cowboys insider, Bobby Belt. We got Peyton and Rai in the back. We're live on the Fan Cam, Twitch, and YouTube. Bobby is already nervous. I don't know why. You're not the defending champ of anything. There's no disappointment.
Sure, and if I was the defending champ, I certainly wouldn't go first this time around, would I?
Last week, I was working the crowd. I was really distracted. I wasn't even listening during the Firehouse tour in Louisville when Bobby dominated Jets per D.
Yeah, I thought you changed partners in the middle, so I clearly wasn't paying attention.
That's right. This week is a different game. It's high-low.
That is right. Since I didn't know who Chad Pennington was last week, I guess we'll have to go back to high-low. No more Jeopardy here on this Fan. Until next week, maybe. But that's right. Sean Sharif, RJ Choppy, Bobby Belt, welcome back. Another edition of High-Low. The defending champ, Sean Sharif, as always. So Sean, you will go first. And the rules are simple. So I'll reset.
And it's definitely not as always. I rarely win.
Well, since I've been on the show, you win. So.
Did you say did you basically tell us you've been gaming the system?
He kind of has. He kind of has. That's okay. That's okay.
I'm
down
in
with
the
that.
meetings, come on.
I'm down with that.
So it is going to be a Cowboys Arizona Cardinals edition of High-Low. Now, the first 5 are former or current players that have played for both the Cowboys and the Cardinals. So write this down.
So you had to play for both teams.
Yes, the first 5 had to play for both teams, either former or current. And then the next 5 are either former or current players.
How many do you think? We're getting through 10 here? I guess we are.
Okay, first 5
played
for both.
And the last 5 being former or current players, they can be either Cowboys or Cardinals, or they're just Cardinals. Okay.
Either one.
Either. Okay.
So the rules are simple.
They didn't necessarily play for both.
No, the last 5 didn't play for both.
Okay.
So the rules are simple. I will ask Sean, RJ, Bobby, high pitch, low pitch. We will play a 10-second audio clip. That will be worth 3 points if they get it right. If they get it wrong, they get a first clue for 2 points. If they get that wrong, they'll get a second clue for 1 point. And then we'll have a winner at the end, or not.
And just players, not coaches?
No coaches.
Let's go low.
Let's go low.
Ooh.
Sean Sharif low starts it off for
unlike
3
you guys.
points.
Whether someone's in or out, we can't control that. So our job is just to do what we're supposed to do on the play, and the whole pick up the slack kind of thing, we don't really play that.
The whole what?
Pick up the slack.
Don't help him! What kind of competitor are you?
Dude, I only have one person written down that
played for both?
that has ever played for both. So I'm going to have to take a buzzer on this and need a clue.
Clue number 1 for 2 points. Only had 1 career touchdown during his time in Dallas after watching Jason Witten do it in front of him for a few years.
Oh my gosh, backup tight ends. Marty B had more than 1. Who's another backup tight end? John Phillips.
There we go.
You know who it is, Bobby?
No.
Ooh, okay. Second clue.
This is tough.
You can find him on the opposing team this year, but Bobby might be rooting for him as he is a fellow Longhorn.
Good clue.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know a former Cowboy tight end that was a Longhorn. Do you know it?
I have no idea.
It is Jeffrey Swain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there he goes. Wow.
Jeff Swain is the first one. All right.
Well, look, it's either
segment
the clue
cancel.
Dang
Segment cancel. Pay
Dang
no.
it. Oh.
Hey, no.
Hey, no.
Well, this next one isn't getting easier, Chop. Here you go. Good luck. High or low?
Let's go low. Let's go low.
Ooh, low.
I had a good feeling about everything. And, there's nothing like, you can't prepare for when that phone call comes through. So, it was a little bit, I was shaking a little bit, but it was definitely worth it.
Dan Campbell.
Dan
Campbell.
Wow.
I heard the cadence. I thought it was Dan Campbell.
Rarely do you ever get those wrong with that confidence.
Clue number 1 for 2 points. A recent second-round pick for the Cowboys who never lived up to the Hot Boys' expectations.
Okay, I'm trying to think of recent second.
Now, you you have usually RJ's face and demeanor irritates me. It's you now. You're so smug.
No, I'm annoyed.
Yeah, because you didn't get it. Because you're like
Tristan Hill. All right.
Wow.
RJ Chop.
Did you know Tristan Hill went to Arizona?
Not a clue. Not a clue.
No idea where he was.
Not a clue.
Wow.
All right, Robert.
Dude, we're going deep in
We are going deep in the weeds.
Let's go low.
Low for 3 points.
You guys have had a great season. It didn't end the way that you wanted it to, but you started off 2015 the right way. You have a lot to build up on.
Wow.
Emmitt Smith. All right, Peyton. Thank you. We're even now. We're even.
Wow, that is impressive.
Because that was like a commentary thing too. It wasn't a presser.
No,
that was like a commentary.
Okay, that's my bad. My bad. All right, Sean, it's back to you. Sean has 0 points. RJ 2, Bobby 3.
Low.
Low again.
Might as well go down with the ship.
Anytime that you have players that have that past experience and past history of doing bad things, that's where the commissioner has been granted all that authority.
You know it, RJ?
I think so.
I don't know it. You know it?
I don't.
Clue number 1 for 2 points. Played for the Cardinals before they moved to Arizona, but made a name for himself by catching passes in the Super Bowl from Troy Aikman.
Oh.
Alvin Harper.
Not even close.
Yo, man. Shut your mouth. Be quiet. That's 3 times you talked during that.
Clue number 2. This former Cowboy and Cardinal had his career come to a close because of a lower back injury.
That's that clue.
Catching passes from Aikman. Larry Sanders. Who is it?
Novacek.
Jay Novacek.
I didn't think he would give Jay has done interview. I wouldn't picture him talking about the commissioner like that.
This was on CBS, I believe, a few years ago. Yep. Okay. So RJ, you're next. High pitch, low pitch.
It's let's do low.
Low again.
Are we still on former? Are we still on both?
I'm still on former.
Yes, one more
both.
former.
Both.
One more of both. Yes, one more of both.
I felt like that's why they were able to control the game. There was a couple stops that felt like we needed, and then it would convert on 3rd down. Our defense, we can't let people play in 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
Okay, so both. Jonathan Cooper.
Don't know who that is. So no.
Well, he
guard.
played for both.
The old guard.
Clue number 1 for 2 points, RJ. Former Cowboy, but not too long ago since he played college ball with Deshaun Watson.
Was Carlos Watkins?
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
Back-to-back.
How the hell did you guess Carlos Watkins?
Pro Football Reference is a great thing.
Wow.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Go ahead.
So RJ takes the lead right now with 4 points, but Bobby still has
Are y'all
round number 2.
cheating with the fan text?
No.
Email.
RJ's got 4. Bobby's got 3.
Hi, Gene.
High for 3 points.
If we just looked at stats, I would agree with you guys that I believe Tony Romo, down in, down out, is the better quarterback. But I'm going to lean on what he said. He mentioned big games last year.
Who is Kurt Warner?
So hang on. I just want Sean gets
Jeff
Swaim and Novacek.
Well, he's the defending champ.
Who did I get? I got Carlos Watkins, and who was the first one? And then Bobby gets
you get Tristan Hill.
Tristan Hill. Bobby gets Kurt Warner and Emmitt Smith.
Bobby threatened to kill me before the segment?
I did.
Hang on.
But when did Kurt Warner play for the Cowboys?
No, we're off of that.
We're off of that now.
Now,
Okay.
was there a Sluggo clue in there?
I don't think there was.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if you were going to have a Sluggo
No,
clue
because
ready
I
to
think
troll.
I played that last time and I got destroyed.
Bobby
for it,
6, RJ 4, and I have to get rid of this goose egg. Give me high. I got to get on the board.
High for 3 points.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, I'm just grinding. Just trying to get back to it. I love it. My vibe's right. Just trying to get back on that field and make some plays. I miss scoring touchdowns.
Kyler Murray.
Clue number 1 for 2 points, Sean. The X was popular with him before Elon.
Dez.
There we go. 2 points.
Thank you.
Good job, Sean.
On the board. On the board. Very nice.
That's good. Good
All
job,
right, Bobby.
man. I'm proud of you.
Okay.
All right, RJ.
Okay.
You're down by 1.
Former or current of both teams, but only played on one.
Correct.
Let's do low again. I like low.
Low for 3 points.
Most people just see, us as athletes, and they see us entertain on Sundays, but,
Larry
we're
Fitzgerald.
fathers, we're husbands, we're brothers, we're regular people.
RJ Choppy. Let's go, Choppy.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
Let's
That's
go.
right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, baby. All right.
Oh, okay, so then you're up
7-6.
7-6. So Bobby just has to get
For the game.
2 here.
Hi,
How's the slow
Gene.
pitch? Hi.
Peyton, you can have your segment back if you screw him.
Okay.
You'd rather be hitting your stride, mid to late season than, peaking early and not going that, you know what I mean? So it's as long as you hit your peak, it really doesn't matter.
This clue better not be easy too.
No.
DeAndre Hopkins.
If you don't get this, we go to overtime.
And I'll lose overtime.
Clue number 1, Bobby Belt for 2 points and the win. Eating a lot of clam chowder nowadays instead of eating in Dallas.
Who is Ezekiel Elliott?
That is not a clue for the first clue. The first clue.
Oh, Bobby has both belts. He has both
That's
belts.
crazy. He has both belts.
He's got both.
2-time.
belts.
Got you
Are
down.
you aware of how this game works? That is the clue for the 1 point.
Well, this is shots fired at your boss because that was a clue that
What was
Spittle
the
gave.
1 point?
Oh,
clue?
shot.
What was the 1 point clue? I'm gonna have a word with him.
Bobby Belt.
The first clue, or the second clue for 1 point was usually runs the ball, but you can catch him playing center on the West Coast sometimes.
Yeah, you didn't take back
That was a great clue. Do you have one more audio one?
Yes, we have a sudden death.
All right, play it.
I'm really wishing all of the Arizona Cardinals the best of luck moving forwards. And Miami, I couldn't be more excited to become a Dolphin. I'm ready to attack this new chapter in my life.
Josh Rosen.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Wow. I thought it sounded like regular Mike McDaniel.
It did. It really did. It did sound like Mike McDaniel.
High, low, and
Wow.
Jets per D belonging to Roberto. Comes out of the bathroom and onto the throne. 2 thrones.
Yeah, look, I like to thank Peyton for really greasing the wheels for me on that one. Boss man Gavin Spittle, great clues today. Really, I mean, probably the 3 most high-profile names that were played there were all the ones that I got. So,
That's true.
All right. Most recent Hall of Fame candidates. Speaking of former players, let's go through this list. I always like looking at these for the first time and just going through a yes or no, and then we'll dive into numbers as well.
Okay, so this is the nominees. There was a list of 9 first-year eligible players picked among the 173 for the class.
All right.
All right.
Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame.
Julius Peppers.
Ooh.
This is one of those guys you have to go back and look at his numbers, I think, 'cause I don't.
Yeah.
he was insane.
He was insane.
Did Jared Allen make it?
Oh,
believe he has
no. I
yet.
think he's been held out.
So I throw Peppers like kind of in that category where I'm like, okay, I got to go and look up the numbers. 160 career sacks for
that's a lot.
Julius Peppers. How many did Jared Allen have?
Allen had
probably around
136.
136? How many did DeMarcus Ware have? All right, just thinking about it. Julius Peppers, was he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Choppy? He played 17 years.
Did he really?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I would lean towards yes.
Yeah, I would lean towards yes. Allen was a 4-time All-Pro. I'm trying to. He's not in the Hall though.
He's got 10
136.
double-digit sack seasons. Julius Peppers.
10?
How was he against the run?
Good. He also had 11 interceptions in his career.
11?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
He was a stud.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I know he's a stud, but 11 picks.
Yep.
I'll lean towards yes.
All right. I think we're all. The next one, Antonio Gates. Now, what? This is an interesting one because wasn't he a PED guy?
Yes. Will they care in the NFL?
They don't care in the NFL, apparently.
Do we have someone who's gotten in the NFL who has a Gates-type story? Because
everybody who played from 1970 to 1990.
Look, I mean, without the PED thing, it's a no-brainer. He is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No doubt Hall of Famer. Let's see what happens with the substance. What, Bobby?
I didn't realize this. You know he only had 2,000-yard seasons?
Really?
I thought it was more than that. I thought he was like 1,000 yards like 5-6 times.
I did too.
Wow.
What are the other numbers?
955 career catches. Had 4 seasons of double-digit touchdowns. I mean, he was good. He was kind of he kind of stockpiled stats. He had 2 seasons of 80 catches.
Ugh. Three-time first-team All-Pro.
And all-decade team, I believe.
Yep, 2000s all-decade. I thought the numbers would be better. I really did. I would still lean towards yes.
Did he make the all-decade team over Tony Gonzalez?
They have 2 on there, I think.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So, dang, Witten had 4 seasons of 1,000 yards. So he had twice as many as Gates, and he had 6 seasons of 80 catches or more.
Wow.
To Gates' 2.
Okay.
You know, if someone said no because of the numbers, I wouldn't fight them.
I wouldn't either.
I think this will be, this is, off the top of my head, I thought, oh, yeah, that's a Hall of Famer. But looking at it, I don't know.
Does Antonio Gates have better numbers, no doubt, than Jimmy Graham?
Ooh.
I'll bet you Jimmy Graham's got more than 2,000-yard seasons.
Yeah, Jimmy just always got hurt.
Okay. So that one threw me off. I would have instantly said yes.
He had 2,000-yard seasons, Jimmy Graham. But he also had 4 seasons with 80 catches.
Okay, here we go. Brandon Marshall.
No.
No, not after the way he treated Chiafalo on Radio Row.
Jordy Nelson.
No.
Nope.
I agree.
Hell no.
This is an interesting one only because, I mean, it was very, very good, but the yards per carry. Jamal Charles.
No.
No.
Max Unger. We got a lot of offensive linemen now. Should we skip the offensive line? Haloti Nada.
No.
No.
I would say no on him as well. That's your list.
That's it?
That's it, man. That's it. The 9 new kids. Now, these guys combined for 12 first-team All-Pros, but most of them were Gates and Peppers.
There you go, Woody.
I'm going to say no.
There you go, Darren Woodson. I don't know. I
It's your
can't
chance.
keep track of how it's divided up with the 3 different committees that they have and different ways to get guys in. Could this be Julius Peppers standing by himself?
No, there's a minimum of, 4?
Oh, you got to have a minimum.
But it's those are just the first-time guys,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, anybody...
He could be one of the minimum of the first time.
Of the new class.
Yeah. There's not a minimum on first-time eligible guys, is there?
No. It's just there's a minimum of 4, max of 7 or 8.
Right. You can find guys who have been passed over.
Woodson.
You can find enough to build up. Yeah, this would be a great year to put Darren Woodson in and fix that.
All right, so there it is.
And Jared Allen.
Is there someone else that's gotten screwed?
Waiting
on?
Yeah, we could go over and figure out how many more 70s Cowboys are due. They could go ahead and finally fix the wrong and put Torrey Holt in.
So from this year's class, the people that they said were snubbed, these are the guys. Patrick Willis, Dwight Freeney.
Freeney versus Peppers? Freeney, Peppers, Allen?
Off the top of my head, without actually looking at the numbers, I would say Peppers is the best of those.
See Joey Porter, Neil Smith, Jared Allen, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson.
Let's see. James Harrison, Wes Welker, Darren Woodson, Nick Mangold, Chad Johnson, Andre Rison, Jeff Saturday, Priest, Steve Smith.
Saturday. Okay. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, it's Sean, RJ, and Bobby, along with Peyton and Rai live on the Fan Cam, Twitch, and YouTube. We'll go inside the Arizona film room at 8 o'clock. Babe Laufenberg at 8:40. Right now, Chris Arnold.
Warning, the following life hacks are unethical and should not be performed. Sean and RJ do not condone these life hacks. Unethical life hacks may cause financial savings, make you cooler, more popular, increase sexual encounters, and provide an overall improvement in well-being at the expense of others. Please report any and all positive experiences testing unethical life hacks to 877-881-1053. Take it away, Bobby B.
Thank you, Chris Arnold. Remember, guys, as Chris
Recent
Arnold told
birthday
you
as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the 19th on National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Was it?
Yes. Big miss, Peyton. Could have gone to a drive-through.
Boy, he
Roy owns that. You can't.
He did.
You can't sit there and copy that. That'd be like, never mind. I don't want to talk about copying.
I can think of like 10 different references you were just thinking of making. Okay, so these are unethical life hacks. Remember, these are not things that you should do, as Chris Arnold just told you. But if you've done them or you've tried some of them, report back to us. Let us know how successful they are. In fact, I think we should, at some point soon, collect some of the most intriguing of these and have Peyton go out with a like a test case and try like 4 or 5 days.
Hell yeah.
That's what I think. All right, first one here. And if you have any of your own that you want to text in, 877-881-1053, 877-881-1053. If you hit or scratch someone's car in a parking garage and you see no cameras around, leave an apology note with your ex's number on it. This would work in general, I think, with just anybody you don't like. That you could leave anybody's number on there. Make life a little difficult on them. Chop, you seem a little skeptical.
I love it.
Look, I don't mind getting back. I don't want to put somebody like in jail that didn't deserve to go to jail.
Well, I don't know if a dent in the door is going to get you
that's a hit and run.
sentenced.
It would cost them a ton of money. I don't want to do that.
That's not a hit and run. A parking garage? Like you hit somebody and you leave a note. You don't just wait around for the car. That's a standard practice right there.
It is standard practice, but if they didn't do it, it's going to cost them money.
I'm in on it. I'm in on it.
Cost their insurance. Who cares? All right, next one here. And this is for the younger crowd, maybe the college crowd. Don't have enough money for a car and your parents won't help you out? Tell them you're going to get a motorcycle because you can't afford a car. Friend did this.
Oh.
Somebody says their friend did this, and immediately the panic that ensued was like, oh, okay, well, all right, we can give you a little bit of maybe some extra money.
Michael Irvin, before he stopped talking to us.
That's right.
His son got a motorcycle, and he donated it to Cars for Kids that was with us for years. And he's like, "You're not doing this. Would work on my dad too. If I'm getting a motorcycle, bam, I would get the car
100%
instantly.
It would probably work for
so y'all wouldn't let your kids have a motorcycle?
Not a. I won't let him have a Jeep. I won't let him have an SUV.
Thanks, Choppy.
No,
I have a Jeep.
No SUV.
Why?
Because they're going to drive 86 miles an hour around a sharp turn, and the dang thing's going to tip. They're getting a mom car. They're getting a 4-door sedan with a super wide wheelbase. That's what they're getting.
So you don't apply like the same like safety with like you don't worry about playing football, health, safety versus like driving.
No. I'm way more concerned about them driving.
Okay.
I don't like that they play football. My oldest one's got a knee injury already. Banged knees to somebody else's helmet. No, maybe if he wore his pants the right way, where he didn't decide to wear
pants.
Well, because they'll have there's a little pad at the bottom of the pant.
Yeah.
It's supposed to cover the knee.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't wear them covering the knee because nobody in the NFL wears them covering the knee. They wear them mid quad.
Oh yeah.
So he banged knees against the other guy's helmet. He does the same thing with his baseball pants. He had to buy these extra long socks because they wear those knickers. So he has to buy those extra long socks because he wears his baseball pants to like mid quad. His baseball pants are shorter than my shorts. Wow. And I have short shorts, and his baseball pants are shorter than that.
Wow.
Kids love the hoochie daddies, man. 214 Rob the Insurer says, Rob the Insurer does not approve of insurance fraud, Bobby. Neither do I. Just telling you guys this is what's out there.
Rob's my guy.
817 says, when my friends get business cards at work, they often give me one showing me how cool they are. I keep them in my wallet in case I ever need to leave a note on a car. So we got that one. And then I like this just from the 214. Said, had to get a little portable radio just so I can Tolo to and from work. Radio doesn't work in the car. The ride this morning felt normal again. So
thank you.
That was to Black and Gold B, who showed up to, I think, a couple of the Firehouse tours now. So appreciate you guys.
Appreciate.
Next one here. Okay, I probably shouldn't read that one. Next one here. Want some easy money from stocks? Yep. You wanna
No.
sucker some fools like Sean Sharif?
Nope.
You don't want to? Well, this is
you can read it.
This is how you can earn your money back, Sean. Buy some cheap penny stocks, then make some BS up on how it's a great option and post about it on Reddit. And get people to buy in and buy the stock like Sean did with AMC.
You will go to jail for stock manipulation. I've seen 2 recent people go to jail for telling you. For some reason, you always have to give that disclaimer of this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. Tom Brady and Shaq and them have gotten in trouble or accused.
Which is dumb because they're just endorsing the product. It's dumb. So wait a second. If I buy a stock,
yes,
I can't go on Twitter and say I just bought this stock. I'm super excited about it.
You can, but you're not supposed to manipulate buying. Kind of okay. So this movie is out, Dumb Money. It's about GameStop, and it's about that guy going on his own YouTube page and being and hyping it up and being this is why you should buy this. Get it. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. And he was investigating, and it blew up. He made millions and millions and millions, but he got caught in front of the SEC and everything for manipulating it. So if they think that you're telling people this is what you do, this is when to buy, this is when not to buy, you'll go to jail.
That's interesting because I wonder when that's going to come to gambling because there are bettors, there are gamblers who are so good that when they place a bet, the casino changes the line based off of their betting and their action.
Right.
And I wonder if that is manipulation in a form.
Well, I mean,
then you wouldn't have all these people doing the radio ads, right? This is Tommy from. This is Big Phil from.
This is Big Z.
Yeah.
This was a big deal actually this offseason when Shams kept stirring up the number 2 pick as something other than what Woj was saying. And then everybody started accusing it as hey, are you cooking the bets being laid down for your employer, FanDuel? Are you basically driving people to put money on this guy? And then it ended up not being him. I think he was trying to say Scoot Henderson was going to go in the spot where Brandon Miller went. And so it was one of those things where he was pushing it, kept saying, this is what it's going to be. And Woj kept saying, no, it's going to be Brandon Miller, you guys. And when it ended up being wrong, there were a lot of people accusing FanDuel of trying to fix the books on it. So, but yeah, that's it is bad. It's unethical. This is Unethical Life Hacks. That's why it's called that. Looking for a used car on a budget? Hang around Gamblers Anonymous. Find someone with a car you like. Lowball the offer. They'll probably take it because they're gambling addicts and will say yes to a quick wad of cash.
Heck yeah. I like it.
This could be Peyton in 15 years.
Yeah, Peyton's going to be
giving up his Camaro.
He's going to be giving up that Camaro.
Giving up his Camaro outside of a meeting.
He's going to be giving up a Camaro.
Going once, going twice, sold.
Yeah, giving up a Camaro to.
I got an 01 Camaro.
He needs to hit on 16 on a video board at Choctaw or whatever.
Windstar,
whatever it is. All right, next one. If you need a cash advance from your credit card, make 2 Venmo.
By the way, I need a new credit card. I need to find the best. I need a new credit card provider. So I need to figure out what the best one is. The one I use is not giving me anything back for the money I spend on it. So I've been asking everyone, what credit card do you have? Which one do you suggest in terms of the points and the returns?
Use my referral.
Which one do you have?
What do you have?
Money bags?
Chase.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
we each get $100.
That's not enough incentive for me.
I think Sarah has a Chase one she likes. She has a Venmo one too. She likes it. I like the airline ones because if you travel a lot,
no interest. Hate the airlines. Hate traveling.
Well, you can get one where it gives you everything. I think the Capital One's got one.
Okay. Text it to me, y'all.
I lost Kristen's credit card recently,
nice.
We haven't had that in 3 weeks. So I need a new one too. But if you need a cash advance from your credit card, make 2 Venmo accounts. Send the money to yourself that way to avoid cash advance fees.
Say it again.
You make 2 Venmo accounts, and then you get a cash advance from your credit card. You avoid the fees by sending the money to yourself from one account to the other with the credit card. Now, apparently, people commented on this. They say this will work one time in most instances because Venmo will go, I see what you did. Can't do anything about it now, but you violated TOS and you're done. So if you really just need the one-off, you need the one shot, you can do this and you can make it work out.
Okay.
Because it's 1% charge basically on Venmo transactions. So not that bad.
A lot of people on the fan text recommend the Apple Card, Sean.
Apple Card.
The Apple. And I think it's metal too. It makes a little ding, ding.
Okay.
You bounce it,
yeah,
you
I
know?
want something to looks flashy.
Wasn't that
Looks
the
real
whole wasn't that
tacky.
the whole Billy McFarland scam early on? Was his credit card that was like metal and people were like, "Ooh, it's so cool, it clings."
How do I know him?
That's it. He's the Firefest guy.
Firefest.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next one here. Struggling to get that job you want? Submit a bunch of terrible resumes with different names. It makes yours look better, makes it stand out.
Oh, heck yeah.
If you're getting flooded with resumes, now here's the only thing.
Takes a lot of time.
I don't think it does. You just go to like
ChatGPT.
Yeah, or just like go to these resume websites or whatever else, grab a bunch of them, submit them. You can do something like that. Just bulk grab them. I don't think that's so bad. Got fired from your job, still want to use it on your resume? Use a person who died working there as a reference.
Someone who died working. Oh man, that's kind of dark.
I mean,
or use me. I gave a fake resume interview a couple weeks ago, and I was fantastic. It was really impressive.
Oh my gosh!
I blew this person away. I blew him away.
Did he get the offer?
He did. He did get the offer.
All right.
At least it wasn't wasted.
I've been a reference several times, by the way. I think I got one call ever. And so I don't know how much, like, how often do they call for those
how
things?
often they call and how many? Do they call all 3 references?
I've never been a reference.
Who would you put as your references? 3.
From the station?
Yeah.
You, Brian, and
Gotta be Chris Arnold for me.
Oh yeah, Chris Arnold.
Yeah,
Chris Arnold is
there.
the that's a good one. That's the best. He will tell everybody that you are the greatest of all time.
I saw him. He walked a zebra one time.
It's impossible for him to say a bad thing about somebody.
Yes.
So he has to be one there.
He helped me change Luther Vandross' tire one time on the side of the road. I said, this guy is a stand-up cat. We went and had drinks with Prince after. Last one here. If you're prone to sleeping on the job, do it with your hands clasped. If you get caught, say, I was praying. And how dare they interrupt your religious practice?
Do what?
If you're prone to sleeping on the job, just kind of do it with your hands clasped. And then if you get caught, say, I was praying. And then, chastise them for disrupting your religious practice.
I like it. That's big.
A lot of dark ones in there. Unethical life hacks every Thursday during the Expressway. We are commercial free, 40 minutes right here, in case you did not know, on Sean, RJ, and Roberto. Let's go inside the film room. He's one half of the Love of the Star podcast. Let's break down what we actually need to know about Arizona on the home of the boys after this. But first, let me break down what you need to know about that security system. You want a force field. You want an even better defense than the one that we've seen throughout the first 2 weeks of this professional.
From our fan studios, secured by DFWsecurity.com, this is Sean and RJ on 105.3 The Fan.
8 o'clock hour of the Thursday edition here. Pepe is already fist pumping. He's happy. You can't do that. That's a tomahawk chop. Do not do that. Sean Sharif, RJ Choppin, our Cowboys insider, Bobby Belt here on 105.3 The Fan. Did you miss Power Rankings 24 hours ago? And did you have your top 5 in your mind? And if not, we'll just move on.
I did hear it. I had generally my top 3, but I didn't have a 5. I had wrestled with 4 and 5, so I hadn't worked that out
So
yet.
what's your top 3 in order?
San Francisco, Dallas, Kansas City.
Kansas City 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go inside the film room. Of course, Bobby Belt, Brian Broaddus, putting up numbers in the millions with the Love of the Star podcast. How's Broaddus, by the way, feeling? It's the music?
Yep, that's our guitar.
Okay.
Little guitar intro.
How's Broaddus feeling 2 weeks in about everything overall?
He feels good, but he
look
also
at that
is
smirk.
No, he feels good. He said it in the latest episode we did last night, which is out this morning. If you want to go check it out,
after 10 a.m.
After 10 a.m. of course. He's got that personnel guy in him a little bit, to where everything is just like, even the Cardinals. He's like, they're not going to lose to the Cardinals, but out of any given Sunday, and so every game so far this year, he's had a little. I don't know. Like, they could do so.
Nothing ever outside of a 6.5 point spread from scouts and coaches.
Yeah. He's picked the Cowboys every time, but it has been, and he's acknowledged it. He's like, I recognize I'm being a personnel guy and probably worried about what should be a blowout, but this is what it is.
12-point spread Sunday coverage. We got Broaddus. We got Chiafalo. You got Eric. Chiafalo, that is Eric. You got Wolchuk, Sham, Babe, Christie. The cast of millions. Patrick Walker will join us at 9:20. Tell us what we need to know, Roberto, off the film study.
So before we get into the specifics of how they look on offense and defense, this is a very undisciplined football team. They were last year, they are this year. So the Cardinals are 3rd in penalties this year. They are 1st in penalty yards. And that comes after last year, in which they were 1st in penalties and 4th in penalty yards. So,
side note, how good do we feel about the Cowboys' penalty plague being fixed or dramatically improved? I think they have the 10th least amount of penalties in the league this year.
I'll be brutally honest. In games that are decided by, 60 points, I haven't noticed.
Okay.
Like that, they could be the most penalized team in the league, and I wouldn't have noticed after the first 2 weeks, because when you're up by that many, you don't nitpick, you don't worry about the minutia, even though penalties, they're not minutia. It's just something that Bill Parcells says you can't coach.
Yeah, and I think I felt like they had addressed that for the most part in the second half of last year. Things felt like they cleaned up from early in the year, and so I feel like they're pretty much on track. Arizona, on the other hand, is continued to carry over a lot of their issues, and what's interesting is they're just undisciplined in general, because they've been flagged for 11 different types of infractions, which is the most in the NFL. So it's not just like, oh man, they have 8 pass interference calls, or they get called for holding. Now they have been flagged for false start 5 times, which is the 2nd most in the NFL. And with the way that Micah and the pass rush can kind of threaten guys and get them a little jittery and have them jump out of their stance early, Dallas may be able to take advantage of some of that and put them in some bad situations. So on the offensive side of the ball, Josh Dobbs is not bad. Former Tennessee Volunteer great. A guy who we saw last year play for the Titans, had to step in. That was his first game he'd played in 5 years or something.
Looked pretty awful.
He got there on Thursday?
Yeah. I mean, it was that's the thing. For the quick turnaround and everything else that he was doing, I thought Dobbs was passable last year with the Titans. It wasn't awful. It was bad, but I think given the context, it wasn't the worst. This year, he looks really comfortable playing for Arizona. And this is, again, a situation he kind of got into late in the game because he was traded for at the end of training camp. But he's not going to beat the Cowboys downfield. Everything will be 20 yards and inside. Out of his 61 throws or whatever he's done, I think 3 or 4 of them have been attempted more than 20 yards down the field.
And, I tell you this, if he changes that, I think it might really be advantageous to him because he can run. And if all your throws are short, that means all of your defenders are short too. So if he were to get guys downfield, he could open up so much space in the middle.
Yeah, I think it's hard for him to deliver the ball like that. Now, because of his ability to threaten and run and move, it causes defenders have to kind of move and shift across the field, and he gets some favorable looks. And he's tough. He'll stand in there. He'll take hits. He'll deliver the throw, but he works the entire field. So he has 21 pass attempts to the left third of the field, 20 to the middle third, and 20 to the right third. So he is just evenly kind of dispersing the ball. There's not one direction where he really favors over the other, but he doesn't throw it to all sides of the field equally in terms of his talent. So he's 15 percentage points better throwing to the middle and the right than he is to the left. So if he's throwing to the left, and that's where he's taken his deep shots and he's missed. If he's throwing to the left, he's a little more inefficient there. But he's not going to make mistake throws. He wants to take care of the ball. Good athlete, get outside the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, make a throw. He's a read option threat. He's really good at concealing who got the ball, breaking, contain. So he's really good. I think, and somebody who the Jets would be in a better spot right now with Josh Dobbs than they are Zach Wilson.
Wow. Okay.
Dobbs made some plays against the Giants and the Commanders both.
J-Ron Kurtz was talking about, and we need to ask McCarthy about it tomorrow, defending running quarterbacks. We have to make them pay. Understand that you're a quarterback in this league. We're coming to hit. We're hunting. Those backs feel it week in and week out. But if you want to be a part of that, you're going to feel it as well. That's just how we approach things around here. You want to run the ball as a quarterback, we're going to treat you like a running back. We're going to put these shoulder pads, this helmet on you. We're going to make you second guess. If you want to get outside that pocket and scramble, you better start sliding. That's a great quote. I love the threat, but it doesn't make me feel like they've solved or how solvable it is when these guys run and scramble around. But let's ask McCarthy that tomorrow. Is it really that solvable?
Yeah, so much of it I feel like is guys getting up the field and then just throwing lanes are there or running lanes are there because guys are locked up in coverage. I don't feel like it's as much the design stuff. We all remember Joseph Randle, meat on the bone,
shallow end, shallow ocean.
Left a little meat on the bone. Yeah, Dillard's, everything else that he did. So we remember the meat on the bone quote from a couple years back. James Conner, the running back here for the Cardinals, he doesn't leave meat on the bone at all.
That's my guy.
And he's big, he's tough, he's punishing. Like it hurts, it looks like, to tackle him. And he has good vision. His footwork's really good. So he can surprise you how nimble he can be. He'll see stuff where it's like you wouldn't expect him to be able to slither through tight areas like he does. You wouldn't expect that he's able to get to where he's going. And when he can get downhill, it can become a problem. The Cardinals' offensive line, they don't have world beaters. They're better in pass protection than the Jets are. So especially at the tackles, that's a little bit of a benefit for Arizona compared to the Jets. But the interior is where you can see some movement, I think, from the Cowboys. The interior has a lot of problems, I think, holding up in pass protection. And that's where you'd want to come at Josh Dobbs, make him go back. You don't want him to have to break outside. Try to make him go back and instead of breaking to the outside and make plays with his legs. And then Josh Dobbs' comfort target, as it is for most inexperienced quarterbacks, is the tight end. So Zach Ertz leads the team in targets with 18. So he's got 9 targets a game in these first 2. But he's averaging just 6.4 yards per reception on his 12 catches. So everything underneath, it's a lot of just incrementalism, trying to take a profit and just steadily march downfield.
So they've been up. So their quarters 1 through 3, they're 34 and 24 is the score, 34 to 24.
Mm-hmm.
And then quarter 4 is 27 zip in the other direction. Are they actively doing something in the fourth quarter, trying to lose these games?
No,
no, because they're tanking, right? They're tanking for Caleb Williams.
Yeah, they're not tanking yet.
I think more what you maybe see a little bit is they're trying to just get out of there. Right? Like, so the offense is trying to get out of there with a win, and I think they tighten up and they play even more conservative than they did earlier. Like, some of the throws that you do see downfield from Josh Dobbs have generally been in the first half. And then they get up, they get a lead, and then it feels like they're trying to just, let's get out of here. Let's ice this. Let's try. And then I think you start seeing teams take advantage of the defense. And that's what we'll talk about now is the Cardinals defense. So if the Cowboys are ever going to throw the deep ball this year, they're going to do it this week because this secondary has bad communication. Buda Baker's out. That's probably a big part of the communication issues. There's no real playmakers back there.
Who's going to get him in a trade? Who's going to get him in a deal?
It's going to happen at some point. But there's no real playmakers back there with Buda Baker out. He's somebody who can cause a lot of disruption. So they have Catrell Clark. He's a rookie 6th rounder starting at one corner. A lot of Cheeto Awuzie with him in that what you see on tape is he's in position and he doesn't make the play. So it's not like he's getting burned and toasted, but he's right there and guys are making catches. and it's just got to be a frustrating experience to watch him. Marco Wilson is their other outside corner, the old Florida Gator, and he has maybe the worst eyes of any cornerback I've seen in the NFL. That guy is completely undisciplined. It's in run support and against the pass. He just can't stay disciplined. He likes to gamble. He's like a very poor man's Trayvon Diggs from a couple years ago, where it's gamble and try to make a play. And occasionally, as Brian said, he might accidentally make a play because of that. But his instincts are bad. His name again
is
Marco Wilson.
Marco Wilson.
And that's somebody that you can really throw the ball downfield on him if you want. The linebackers are not bad. We're familiar with one of them, Kaiser White. He was acquired from Philadelphia. He played well for them last year. He's good, all-around linebacker. He can cover. He can defend the run. He can pass rush a little bit. He's really good sideline to sideline, covers a lot of ground. Chris Barnes is another linebacker they have. I thought he looked solid, especially in pass coverage. So the Cardinals are actually going to miss our old friend and RJ Choppy's high-low guess, Carlos Watkins. So Carlos Watkins tore his bicep in the last game. He had played really well for them, actually. He gave them some stout interior play, and he's going to be out with this game. They've got a couple of decent pass rushers there, Dennis Gardeck and Victor Dumakaji. Both those guys are pretty good. They can generate some pass rush, especially Gardeck. Gardeck's somebody who I'm really impressed by him. He's been a special teamer most of his career, but he is just hair on fire, motor runs hot, running all over the field, will make plays in the run, the pass. That's probably the biggest concern in the front seven for the Cowboys is going to be Dennis Gardeck. They could cause some disruption, but ultimately, this is a defense that doesn't blitz a lot, and they don't have the personnel that the Jets do, where the Jets don't have to blitz a lot. This is something I think the Cowboys can block up with their front four if they want. So, how can the Cardinals have success? If the Cardinals win this game Monday, we're probably talking about James Conner punishes the run defense. Josh Dobbs is able to work effectively in the 10 to 20-yard zone. He's able to complete some passes there with the softer defense, given what he can do with his legs, and James Conner running the ball. On defense, it's the Cardinals are able to disrupt the timing of the routes with press coverage. They like to get up in guys' faces a lot. And then the linebackers are able to disguise coverage, drop, and confuse Dak post-snap. That's been a problem for Dak at times in the past, has been the linebackers that just drop and he misses them. And then the defensive line is able to get pressure from the edge rushers. If they're able to do all of that, that's probably going to be the way they look to attack. If they're able to do all that, then that would be the most difficult scenario for Dallas. But this is a team that Dallas should, honestly, 12.5 is probably not a fair spread. Dallas should run them.
Hell of a report, Bobby.
Thank you.
Done. Well done. Bobby Belt. That is why 1.9 million downloads with the love of the star. It's really because of Broadus, but Bobby's on there as well.
Really because of Peyton.
Yeah, really.
I made an appearance on the podcast last night, by the way.
You made an appearance?
Very briefly. Bobby gave me a birthday shout out, so I jumped in the StreamYard Zoom and said hello and then left.
Yeah. We actually let him get some FaceTime. And then we swore that was the last time we'd be nice to him for 365 days.
We also have some other notes on the Cowboys from @BobbyBeltTX. It's been impossible to throw deep on the Cowboys through the first 2 games of the season. Zeros across the board. Takeaways since week 13 of last year. The Cowboys have 24 takeaways. The rest of the NFC East combined, 23. Wow. That's pretty daggone impressive. Cowboys have not allowed their opponents to take a second half snap inside the team's 40-yard line. That is crazy impressive. And then the one that I stole from my own Instagram that got a lot of attention. Cowboys team rankings in the NFL. Points, 1. Points allowed, 1. Turnovers, 1. Takeaways, 1. Passing yards allowed, 1. Net yards per attempt allowed, numero uno.
Very good.
Inside the Star, here on Sean and RJ, 105.3 The Fan. Oh, I saved this for Bobby to come back because he's got 3 kids. Deion Sanders says, stop lying. There's no way you love all your kids the same. Is that more truth from Prime? Next on The Fan. But here's some truth. You need to go ahead and take
go-to attorneys for car and truck wrecks in DFW. If you or a loved one have been in an accident, contact the Frankels for free at 214-333-3333 or go to truckwreck.com.
There's a swing and there's a drive hit well deep right center field. Duvall going back. He's at the wall. That ball is history. A 2-run homer into the Ranger bullpen for Josh Young. His 23rd of the year. 13-4.
What a stud. Here he is coming back off the injury, showing off the power. 1 of 4 home runs. Evan Carter making Bobby and Bassick giddy. Martin Perez bailing John Gray out of the bullpen, and the Rangers crushed the Red Sox 15-5 yesterday on this radio station with a little afternoon baseball. All of us will be out there tomorrow night. Right field, Section 133 tickets available for the Monster Series against the Seattle Mariners. Rangers.com/133. MLB Metrics came out with evidence over the Rangers' streakiness. They said they might be the streakiest team of all time. Since August 1st, they have won 12 of 14, lost 8 in a row. Won 3 of 4, lost 7 of 8. Won 6 in a row, lost 4 in a row, won 2 in a row.
Oh.
That from MLB Metrics. They are all tied across the board with the Mariners, half a game back from the armpit in the American League West, third wild card spot. Day off today. Seattle tomorrow night with us in right field. Get your tickets if possible. Sean Sharif, RJ Choppy, and Bobby Belt here on DFW Sports Station.
Yeah, I mean, that seems about right, because doesn't it feel like every other week we're rotating saying, like, they're back, baby, and then every other week we're like, this is the worst team in baseball history.
It's literally every week.
It's been ever since August, man. And even honestly, you could say it probably heading into the All-Star break and then coming out and then, the end of July. So, I mean, it's been really rough finding any consistency with them.
Look, you could not tell me that you thought that 15 runs was possible yesterday. The way this team is hit, the way they've been inconsistent. If you said they scored 15 runs back in April or May,
anything is possible, KG.
Yeah, right. If you said they scored 15 back in April or May, it was like, yeah, sure, I'd buy that one. I mean, that was just a Tuesday back then.
Yeah, because before that they had scored 6, 2, 2, 1, 3. Those were the runs scored.
Yeah, and then they blew up in Toronto. They had a really good series in Toronto offensively. A lot of those they scored in 5 straight innings. They scored more than 1 run in 5 straight innings yesterday. It's insanity.
All right, so I've been dying to discuss this. I wanted to blow up on the truckwreck.com text line. I waited for Bobby because he's the only other one in here with multiple kids.
That we know of.
877-881-1053. You don't have game like that. Truckwreck.com.
I meant Peyton could have multiple children.
Oh, okay. Oh, he definitely don't have a game like that. Deion Sanders was talking post-game the other day, and, his other son had the pick 6 return. So he's like, yeah, he's moving up the kids list. He's moving up in terms of the favoritism. So he's got multiple sons on the Colorado team, and Deion was talking about ranking your children after.
He is moving up. He is moving on up like the Jeffersons. But Shador is straight out balling too. Bossy came in and gave me the biggest hug and kiss and appreciation for Daddy that she could ever give me at the end of the game. So that was great. And Junior's been balling. What he does on social media is fascinating. So it's tough. My kids' rankings are tough. It's a serious run right now. It really is. It's a serious run right now. I'm the only one that's honest about ranking my kids. You guys act like you love all of them the same, and you don't. I don't know why y'all act like that.
I love this topic. Love it.
Because he's a jackass. That's why. You don't love your kids differently. You think some are F-ups, but your love is the same. Okay. Your love is the same.
Your love is equal.
Exactly.
It's different. Like your love is like.
What if I say you like them differently?
Okay, that's fine.
That's different.
That's different. Yeah,
Okay.
because like you may have one kid who's really into sports and you're into sports, and the other kid's really into astrology.
Yep.
Or astronomy, space, whatever.
Sure.
And you just don't get it. You don't love the other one differently. You just have more interest with that one. So
but I think
you go to that one more.
I think there is a point. Like, let's just say I don't know Bobby's. I can't keep track of the Cromarties over here, but let's
name them.
Yeah, name your siblings. Go.
Name 'em.
Ashley, and then I'll just put
Little
myself in.
faster.
Ashley, Bobby, Amanda, Danny, Davey, Dougie, Jared, Ricky, Aaron.
Wow.
Oh my
Okay.
God, how many kids that is?
9.
As we all get older, right? Let's just say you have like a crazy bad fallout, or that kid who has moved away and cussed you up and down. Like, wouldn't that factor into loving the one that's still with you and you have the good relationship with, versus like, the one who went down the dark path?
I think that falls into the like category.
It's like, I'm done with you. I'm done. I've done everything I can. This sucks as a parent. I hate to do this, but I have to cut ties and go be on your way.
I think even
that would affect your love level. I would think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Like, because like I don't think. Yeah, I don't think like yes.
Yeah.
Yes, like yes, but like even if you cut your kids off, if they come to you 5 years later, you're still there. Like, you're opening the door, whatever. I think. I mean, I would.
Like Manziel.
Yeah, I think definitely it is more just a like aspect. Like, for instance, my parents loved all the children equally. I was not the most liked of the 9. I'm sure I was in the I was in the bottom third. I'm guessing.
Really?
I was a pain in the ass. Look, you guys know what a pain in the ass I am now.
Yeah.
And that's
it
with,
worse or better
That's
back
with
then?
34 years of maturing. You got to remember, like, I haven't just been stagnant since teenage years. There's been a lot of progress here. Okay. And so, I think that you definitely.
Like, my parents right now each have a favorite. There's no doubt about it. Like, my mother would never admit it. My dad probably would. Like, one has me as a favorite. The other has theirs as a favorite. Now, my mother would rather take a bullet than say, yeah, she's not going to say I love them any different. But she definitely likes talking and interacting with my brother more than
for
me.
sure.
And my dad on the opposite side with me over him.
Yeah, like for me right now, like, my 13-year-old is an adult, right? Like, my 10-year-old is a kid, and my 10-year-old makes me laugh more because he will say things, and when he says something, I'm like, where did you learn that from? But my 13-year-old, like, I could have a more adult conversation with my 13-year-old.
Right, more of a friend.
More, yeah, and like, and I go watch him play baseball. Like, I go watch my older one play baseball, and he's playing like, that's real baseball. And then my 10-year-old's like, okay, that's still kid baseball. It's different. So I enjoy one more than the other, but the love is the same. Like,
how many siblings do you have?
I have 3, all brothers.
Do you believe, truth serum, that your parents like you all, love you exactly the same, 33.3 across the board? Or is there a favorite?
My mom, 100% even. My dad, I don't know. He's more of a sports guy. So, I was more of the sports, always watched the Cowboys, Rangers, everyone on TV. The other brothers kind of, they played the sports, but they weren't necessarily watching it or a fan in general of the teams. So,
so you're saying you might have the lead with your pops by a nose?
I think so.
Even though you were the non-athlete.
But is it? Yeah, I was about to say, isn't it possible that your dad would feel more affection to your brothers because you said they played sports?
But they didn't love it. They don't love it.
But they did it.
We all played sports.
But they did it out of like trying to reach the pinnacle so that they could be what their dad wants, and then like retire him. And then meanwhile, Peyton was just like, "I'll stay here till I'm 27 and watch the games with you."
I do think I really disappointed my dad when I stopped playing football after 1 year. He was a big football guy, wanted me to go, the distance in football, and then I played 1 year in junior high, and I said, I hate it. I hate this.
877-881-1053. Deion saying he's the only one that's truthful about loving kids different.
Everybody is saying that I'm lying. I have no siblings and that I was doing the Goodwill Hunting bit. Matt Damon listing off his 12 siblings that didn't exist. 469, is Bobby a Mormon? No, just white trash. 469. That's
wow.
That was my dad. We got asked all the time growing up if we were Mormon or Catholic whenever we would say how many kids we had, and that was always my dad's reply back. He'd say neither. White trash.
On the fan text as well, the 940. As a father of 7 adults, when their children's love is equal, but once they're adults, when they're children, the love is equal, but once they're adults, you definitely love some more than others.
Like, if we have a second child, I know the odds are I'll like that experience more than this one. I'm honest about it.
Yeah, you can like these. Yeah,
he was a pain in the ass baby, so I'll compare it and be like, Like he's becoming a joy now. Like,
is he?
Last year I would never have taken him to the Ranger game. Tomorrow I'm cautiously optimistic. So I'm hoping that if there's a second child, sleep better, eat better, less emotional. And I'll be like, I love you more as a baby than Oliver. That'll be my honest truth.
Okay. I think that's what you think it would be. I think even if it was easier, I think once you get into it, you're going to realize the nuance of, like there's no difference in the you may enjoy the experience more. We enjoyed the experience of Addison a hell of a lot more than the experience of Laura, because Laura was she was a little hellion, but we loved her equally, and they're all so different. The three of them are just so wildly different in their personalities and their emotions and everything else that you end up having to just kind of cater to them differently.
Okay. And then you got to deal with breakups, right? As they get older.
Oh my God.
As RJ did with Luca's. And this is the social media viral rejection that took place. Here's a guy. How do you want to set this up? He's recording him asking this girl to be a couple.
Yeah, it's him and the girl on the bed. They're just sitting on looked like they're sitting on his bed. And he's got the perm haircut, the broccoli, and she's
two attractive young kids.
Yeah, they're both like they could easily go together.
He's asking her to be the girlfriend, and then he plays off the rejection that's on camera.
Alrighty. All right, guys, with my bestie today.
Best broski.
That I wanted to ask to be my girlfriend.
No, what?
What?
Are you serious? Please tell me you're lying. Please.
Psych!
Oh my gosh, Jacob, you got me, you crazy son of a gun. Oh my God. I can't imagine ever being your girlfriend. You're crazy, Jacob.
I know. That's why I set the camera up.
He got me good. What the Literally, what the Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Bro. That was, you're a really good actor, by the way. I thought you were so serious.
I know.
Shit.
Right?
Yeah. Anyways, come in. Let's go.
Poor kid.
Fake.
No.
Yeah, I'm taking the Sean approach
all
on
fake.
all
Again.
internet videos
No.
are fake.
Once a week you send one of these, you fall
Not fake.
for fake.
Not fake.
Totally fake.
Not fake.
Fake.
Look at their faces. Why do you think it's fake?
I don't even need to, I haven't seen the video, just listening to it. I can tell the delivery and the, oh my gosh, could you, I would never be your girlfriend. Yeah, gross. Of course I was kidding. No.
They knew it would blow up. Fake, in my opinion.
Oh, man. I now, first of all, why was this not live?
What's it matter?
Well, because, why would you post it?
Yeah, because you had to make sure the acting was legit.
See, I don't know. I disagree. Like he's making himself look so simpy, and nobody wants to look like that.
No one cares how they look with the addiction of likes, retweets, viral. No one cares.
I don't know, man. Like you have to prove that you can monetize this, and I don't know that they've monetized this yet.
Do they have a big following? Have you seen their accounts? No.
I have not.
I guarantee you they have huge accounts.
Ooh.
I would bet.
All right.
Let's see. If they have huge accounts, that means this
if
is
they
a
have
bit.
huge accounts, we may have a different story on it.
Even if they don't have huge accounts.
They're trying to break through.
Clout chasing is a disease.
Yes.
And these two, if they're comfortable enough with each other, and like we literally don't care what outside opinion is, they could comfortably do that.
Let's preview the cards with the Cowboys color analyst Babe Laufenberg joins us on Sean and RJ next.
Let's get you over to Boomer Jacks, your official